can kill me, but you will never destroy me. It takes strength to resist the dark side.
Throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one.
Are you kidding? Why the hell should I wait for you?
I know what it's like to try and rebuild a life. I had a bad day too, once.
If you're having nightmares, then welcome to the club. My name's Subaru Natsuki, and I am the Knight of Amelia.
Right now, all I can give you is just death.
It wasn't for you in particular.
You fought 100 men because it's not in your nature to run away.
If you are feeling disheartened, that you are somehow not enough, set your heart ablaze.
You know, I found a new clip recently that I need to add to that, and it's Commander Erevin doing his whole "My soldiers cry out, my soldiers rage" battle cry from Attack on Titan.
Unpopular opinion. I actually kind of missed the old intro where Guts just screamed.
Yes, because you only have 2 brain cells. That's why you miss it.
I thought that was really funny. It's like you have all these motivational quotes and then Guts just screaming.
That's why I changed it to something that was way more meaningful.
Rengoku.
That's why I changed it, because it's something way more meaningful. I don't want to just like have Guts, you know, in the middle of it.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was intentional.
Well, it's like the only good clip I could find. Oh, of course, it's gonna start doing this. I bumped my camera cord slightly. Ooh.
How the hell did you manage that?
I don't know. I gotta change my camera now. Professional. So, because apparently my stream camera isn't set to default.
Interesting.
Because that's a thing. Anyway, so how you been? It's been a little while.
Yeah,
we've ever sat down and like actually talked. Like, even though we see each other a lot, we never actually sit down and talk because you're either busy at work or playing games, and I'm either busy at work or working on YouTube.
Nope, just been busy with life and chilling with my online friends. So not really much. I mean, I really don't have an excuse for not being on here other than the fact that I hate every single one of you assholes. I'm just kidding. I like you guys.
I love you.
I tolerate you people.
Women.
Still one of the best art.
That clip alone is worth watching Ruby for.
I know, right?
Just that alone.
Just to get the context of that clip.
Oh my god.
Hey, you did it again.
I picked up my phone slightly. And it bumped the cord. Hey, it accepted the camera. Okay, so tonight on the docket, lots of trailers. The later end of the show will be a lot of news things that I want to cover, and probably an extended session of dunking on Matt Walsh, because Matt Walsh decided he has a savior complex for gaming, and that now he is going to bring all the big coverage to all the things that are happening with Sweet Baby Inc. and all that. But that's not for right now. That's for later. Japan also speaking out against the way localizers have been treating anime, games, manga, and all that. And some other random news topics I've pulled up, particularly the fact that indie comics is just on fire lately. Like, everyone wants to throw hands with each other for some reason. I can't for the life of me figure out why. And it's weird because, like, there's so much FUD going on around, like, which creators are right and all that. Dude, I watched one guy who is like the least abrasive creator, like one of the least abrasive creators in the community that I follow. Tyler Carpenter, I believe his name is. But he draws like manga and stuff and silly series like what happens if I make an isekai, but we have a professional assassin with an AR-15. Or I'm gonna make a parody of the Super Mario Bros, except for it's gonna be all hot ladies in like really tight plumber outfits. Yeah, the
believe
dude.
it or not, there's a fetish for that.
Yeah, the dude loves fan service, and look, I'm not gonna knock him for it. He likes what he likes. Okay.
A lot of
Anyway,
people like
someone
fan service.
decided that they wanted to harass the guy in his DMs and like start throwing hands and like try to like beef with the dude and all that. And like, I can't for the life of me figure out why you would want to go after someone whose whole shtick is I'm going to help indie creators learn how to market their products.
What did they go after him for?
I don't
Oh,
know.
he didn't disclose it.
Yeah, something about like going on stream or whatever, and I'd have to pull up the context again for it all, but with how much all of like the infighting is going on, it's like I feel
wonder
like it's
where
some sort of psyop or something.
I was gonna say, I wonder where all of this came from. I blame the fucking CIA. It's always the CIA. Thanks, Obama.
Yeah,
Anyways.
right as like everyone who isn't a leftist is starting to like get along and be like, yeah, maybe these leftists are kind of annoying. All of a sudden, everyone fucking has a rage fit and a hard on for throwing fists with every other creator. Kind of funny, actually.
So, really, a side note. No matter how much you inhale any sort of liquids, you won't develop gills. I do not recommend it.
Way to go.
Ugh. Anyways.
Okay. But I'm glad I kind of like took it slow this week because obviously I was a little sick, not feeling the greatest this week. Plus, we kind of had to work some overtime. But I did get a chance to catch up on Freerun, and you want to know what came up in my feed this week?
Oh boy.
Oh no, this is absolutely beautiful. Let me pull this up. This is a giant Freerun plushie. This is a 2-foot plushie. Like, look how big that thing is. I need this.
What the fuck?
I need it. I want it.
I don't need it.
I need it.
I need it. Anyways, I haven't even watched Freerun, and I want that shit. Mainly just because I'm a
when the
stuffed animal.
Blu-rays come out, I'm getting the whole series, and we will watch it high definition English.
Mostly just because I'm a plushie and stuffed animal fiend. I totally didn't pre-order a fucking frog again.
This will be like what, your second or third frog?
It'll be my third.
I was hoping to give you the benefit of the doubt. I was going to say second or third. I was hoping you would tell me it was your second.
No, it's my second. I just said third for the joke. No, the third one is a turtle, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
sorry, it's a newt in a turtle shell. But
I want to go to Crunchyroll and just order the whole like Freerun series plushies that have Himmel, they have Fern, Freerun, Stark. I don't know what it is, but like I really want to, but the issue is I may or may not have spent $500 on a figurine already.
Yeah, you did it again.
This time it just went out on its own. I don't know what it is or why it wants to fight me. Not actually. Seriously? It's not even registering my camera now.
Oh, shit.
Okay, we'll just scoot that over and we will go bare bones until I can figure out why it doesn't want to show my all right, I'm gonna have to stop my cam until it decides it wants to come back to me.
Well, this is
anyways,
yeah.
Yeah, dude, the episodes I just watched for Freerun have some of the most insane animation I have seen. Like, you haven't seen Sukuna versus Mahoraga, have you? Dude, that's nutty, and honestly, this is another step above it.
Wow.
It's crazy, dude. The way they do magic in Frieren is just impeccable, in my opinion. It's like one of the few series that really like does magic excellently in anime. Mushoku Tensei is another one. That's one we'll have to watch because I do have the full first season in Blu-ray now. We can just sit down and watch that high quality. But I think we should get this ball rolling so we can get through some of this stuff without having to get 3 hours in and still only have covered half the topics I want to hit tonight. I don't want to lock you in for 6 hours, so let's pull up the segment. I need to like make an actual like intro clip for this stream for introducing this segment. But the indie comic highlight. And this week we have something goofy because I love goofy indie comics.
Yo.
Yo. This is Pistol Shrimp. Number 1 and 2. And this is like right off the bat, dude. I like the art style and just like the concept of it. Like we're gonna make a Western theme we're gonna make a Western gunslinger comic. But are you okay?
No, I'm dying, dude. I cannot for the life of me get that tiny little bit of tea that's lingering on the back of my throat.
Mm-hmm.
And it just keeps coming back and taunting me like, haha, you jackass, you can't get me.
All right, so here we go. Pistol Shrimp is an action comedy comic book series that takes place under the sea. It follows a gunslinging shrimp who is on a quest to find his wife after a disaster separates them.
So really quick. How many appendages do shrimps have?
Are you about to ask how many guns a single shrimp can wield?
I'm not saying I'm not about to.
I don't know.
Hypothetically.
All right, Ian, look that up. Look that up. How many appendages does a shrimp have? Anyway, it's a comic that wants to make you laugh and wants to take your mind off things going on in the real world. I can use that right now, especially since everyone seems to want to throw hands.
A shrimp has 19 pairs of appendages, 38 revolvers.
The dude is a walking firing squad. Okay. And wants to tag and it wants you to tag along for 30 or so pages with an honest to God good guy doing good things. Written by Charlie McFarlane with illustrations by Louis Morocco, colors by Antonio Ramos Wong, and letters by Buddy Bayadoan. Bodoin. Your pronunciation is probably more correct than mine.
Say anytime I've seen B-E-A-U, I'm not dyslexic, I swear, I'm just retarded. It's been pronounced Bo, so.
Yeah. I gotta pull my stream back up. There we go. It is intended to be a long-running series that features gun violence and some blood. It is not intended for ages 12 and under. Okay. Interesting.
We see 6 guns.
Yeah. The issue here with the walking firing squad is he's wearing clothes. Anyway, this is the cover for Pistol Shrimp number 2 cover A. You can read the first issue for free over at Global Comics. Damn. Okay. Oop, I did not mean to highlight that whole thing. I wanted to grab this.
I'll post that in the chat.
Yep, I am going to post that in the comments. Because that is issue 1.
That's actually really cool that he's letting you read the first issue free.
That's like the ultimate, like,
Mhm.
hey, if you're interested, go read this.
Yeah,
You actually
I
like
did.
it.
I did one a little while ago. I covered a series called Black Noblesse that is completely free, and the creator Kapoki um said that they were working on like physical like tankobon volumes for their chapters
Hmm.
because it's like a manga style thing. I'm really looking forward to it. Anyway, so Pistol Shrimp is told in chapters, but don't let that fool you because we aim to tell a complete story in every issue. Yes, okay, that's good. I like the way they're going to do that because some of the other comics I've read kind of end in like awkward spots. Like you get part of a story and it's a good ending, but it's still like there's more
It
to it
leaves a
that needs
lot
to be
of
done.
it leaves a lot of unanswered questions
Mhm.
or loose ends.
Which is kind of the stereotypical approach as far as comics go. Hi, Black. But I like that they're going to like actually approach it and try and like do complete like chapter by chapter stories. That's nice. So this is kind of something I like about like the Strange Adventures of a Broke Mercenary novels. Each one of them is an individual adventure that stacks into a bigger narrative. Anyway, back to Pistol Shrimp. The plot follows Pistol Shrimp as he meets new and colorful characters on his journey to be reunited with his wife, encountering vicious foes at the bottom of the sea along the way. And here we actually have like the artwork and stuff. Like I like the style of this. I always like the more cartoony looking stuff, just my preference. But I gotta find it because in here somewhere, yeah, here we go. He's got a seahorse. Obviously,
I love it.
why wouldn't you have a seahorse? So, new page will be revealed at the $2,000 mark, and we'll check that out in just a second. So, what can I expect from the second issue? 32-page long story, 3 different cover options by 3 unique, talented artists, new characters, full color pages, even more humor and action. So, looks like this is cover B, and whoever the hell is out there with a truck that sounds like he's driving a chainsaw, please measure your dick and confirm that it's more than 2 inches, please.
You
So,
think he's compensating for something?
yes. Cover 2 here. I like cover 2. And then cover 3 is the manga rendition.
It gives me some serious JJBA vibes.
Hisatoru Shrimp. That's actually what that says. Anyway, so what can we expect to get out of this campaign here? So that's the creator. You can make a donation. You can get the digital edition for $3. It's pretty freaking cheap. Indie Comics digital bundle, which does what? Pistol Shrimp 2, Lost Between Worlds, a bunch of stuff. You get a couple of things apparently that celebrate the creators of the indie comics scene with this bundle of digital firsts. Okay. Here looks like yeah, physical cover A plus a digital cover. Or sorry, plus the indie comic digital bundle, which is that for $12. That's actually not bad. You're getting a lot of material for that one. The reunion cover for $20. So you get a physical with that cover plus all of those digital copies. So you're not just getting one, you're getting a bunch of other things as well. That's kind of cool. And then $20 for the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Shrimp. Which honestly, now that I'm looking at it and at like this scale, I do really like that cover. It looks so fucking goofy. I love it.
Am I about to drop $20 on a story about a gun-toting shrimp? Hell
Yep.
yeah.
The thing is, I wish there was. It doesn't look like there is a physical version for number one, which kind of sad. I like to buy things in collections. So like if I'm gonna buy like a manga that I've been reading digitally in physical, I'm just gonna buy like the whole like range of volumes up to that point. That's what I'm gonna get. But yeah, I like this. Like it's the kind of like goofy, silly stuff that I like to find in indie comics. So yeah, what do you think? Any thoughts?
I'm pissed off at the biological inaccuracy of the fact that he's not wielding 19 pairs of guns, but it is what it is, you
19.
know.
Man's a walking death squad.
That's 38 6-shooters, by the way. You know how long it would take to reload that? Although with 19
You know how
pairs,
heavy 38 6-shooters would be?
you know how much I don't give a shit? Which is more entertaining, watching a shrimp man walk around with 38 6-shooters, or thinking about, oh, it's unrealistic because he's walking around with 38 6-shooters. You know how heavy the guns are, not to mention the ammo that he has to carry. Anyways.
You need to stop being a fucking cocksucker, you know that? Yeah, look, it's... I'm looking forward to it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Good project. Good project. Bravo, bravo.
I like the goofy things.
Like another goofy thing I've been working on reading lately is Mike Barron's Florida Man. That's something else. There's literally a scene in there where he gets pissed off at a pawn shop owner for not being able to sell his like collector's edition baseball card for $500. He goes outside, steals like a small gator from a couple of kids, and starts swinging it around at the owner of the shop.
Plus 10 biological damage. Gator sword. God damn it.
That sounds like an idea you're going to be using.
Maybe. I'll never tell you. I'll have to pry that information from my cold, dead hands.
From my cold, dead hands. All right, do you want to move into a little bit of music?
Oh. Then what do I got?
We have a guy called Fable. Did a song about Sung Jin Woo, the main character of Solo Leveling. So yeah, I did not skip through this little bit of an intro, but how about we get into it? Have you heard this yet?
No.
Yeah, okay, because it just dropped today. Yeah, I want that hat. But I'm a broke ass.
Take me away. I'm ironclad. My eyes are faded. If I died today, would you be mad? My life was taken. Roses start to fall down. You're silent when I call out. I know that you're here to stay with me.
Okay, so this part wasn't what really got me. I was like, once it got later into the song, but even like listening back to it again, like I'm liking it more the second time through. Like it's growing on me. I feel like this is going to be one that grows on me, especially because I like the later parts of the song. And the guy who does the editing for these videos is always just on point.
It's like you look at guys like Rustage and look at their edits. Oh my god, dude! Rustage's music videos are insane. Like his recent Deku song is just insane. The editing, dude.
Anyway.
To nothing if I fail to stand alone.
Okay, so that's the first chorus. And so far, like, I like it, but again, like I was saying, it's later on in the song and all of that. And by the way, I do got to say, I think you would enjoy solo leveling too, just for the fact that it's like a well animated power fantasy. It's pretty much, main character is super strong and he's gonna body a bunch of guys in some cool fight scenes. Okay.
Are you saying I like mindless violence? Is that the kind of reputation I have? I mean, you're right, but I want to know
For
who told you.
democracy.
I want to know who told you.
I played Helldivers with you. That's how I know. I watched you and Lane kill each other.
I didn't just kill him. I turned that man into a blood mist with an anti-tank round.
You turned his head into a canoe.
You can't say that shit when I'm taking a drink.
That's the best time because I get the best reactions out of you.
Spit my water out, you dick.
My problem is that you're a real asshole.
People tell me that a lot. I would say that it's one of my strong points.
I still can't tell if that's a chick or a dude.
The mage?
Yeah.
It's I actually forget.
Dumbass.
I forget whether it's a chick or a dude. So let's get to the bridge for this song. I think it is. He goes off.
Yeah, truth is, I'm not you. I do not bear what your icons do. I wasn't born with the lick of it. Then I became sick of it, I'll show you what an icon do. When I come through, girls get split down the middle like a bad decision. Cause of the bad division, a really sad decision. I've always had division, I never wanted collision. But as it's written, I'll be on top of every single mountain you can climb. I had to die before I ever felt alive. The wizard rolls decaying in my past. So I could hope it I'm the only one I fear.
Song got way harder, didn't it?
Yeah, I like that pickup after that first chorus.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about Fable. And I was actually talking to Dad about this the other day. We got into a discussion of like music genre. I'm like, I don't listen to like a lot of rap or hip hop stuff, but this guy just kind of like blends the stuff I like about metal with rap and hip hop so well that it's like it's probably one of my like favorite sounds in that area of music and like the rap and hip hop stuff. Like obviously I like Eminem, I like NF, some rap and all that.
Yeah.
But
I dabble into Eminem, not a lot. Just most of the popular stuff like Lose Yourself, Venom, Rap God.
So basically all the stuff the normie white bitches would listen to. Anyway, no, but my normal mode of operation when it comes to music is like rock, metalcore, metal, all that kind of stuff. Or like anime intros. Anyway, shall we continue listening to this song? Because I want to go through this whole thing. It's just, I love it.
Hi, Pilgrim. edit.
That's what I was talking about when I said I loved the later part of this song. Like the dude just like he goes from like this like really like it was an okay hip hop kind of style and goes straight into the metalcore stuff I love. At your mom's house. No, it's more so the fact that I'm just like I'm not going to participate in the trash fire that has been like my entire Twitter feed and a lot of YouTube that I've seen lately. And I'm going to just enjoy the time and yeah. But what do you think so far of this?
I think I need to go find this shit on Spotify.
Oh yeah, dude. See, this is like one of the things. Like, I rarely find a Fable song that I don't love. So, like, it's always look. I hope he continues to do this kind of style because when he does like the more rap like style stuff, not my thing. But World I Never Knew, Hiding in the Dark, that's another good one. And this,
World I Never Knew goes so fucking hard.
Also, I really like Lost.
Lost is pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, I was checking this out at lunch today, and ooh, I was pleasantly surprised with how it turned out. Again, like I could go like into more of all the Fable stuff and all that, but I want to use it sparingly because those guys put a lot of effort into making those songs and stuff. So I'm okay with doing one reaction occasionally, but I'm still kind of hesitant about jumping all in on just like making an entire stream out of someone else's music right now.
Please support the official release.
Yes. Buy merch. Go watch the video. Hit that like button. Go touch the butt.
I'll touch your butt. I just said that on live stream.
Don't get a boner. Don't get a boner.
God damn it.
I clicked the wrong one. I meant to go for the RAR. Link it.
Either one works though.
RAR.
Anyways, so you keep mentioning this dumpster fire. So why don't we dive into it head first?
You want to talk a little bit
Swan dive?
About the dumpster fire and what's going on?
Sure.
Or do you want to just go to anime trailers? I mean, because I was gonna save the dumpster fire for later because I know like indie comics and stuff isn't really your thing. So I was gonna just save that for my own time.
I'm a nosy piece of shit. So either way.
Basically, do you know who Ethan Van Sciver is?
Huh? Say again, I'm sorry.
Creator of Cyberfrog. He's a former DC artist who got okay.
I'm sure it does, Pilgrim. I'm sure it does.
There's your link, Pilgrim. Anyway, close that out. So anyway, so basically Ethan Van Sciver and Eric July have some like ongoing like disagreements. And it's weird because they were friends up until right around the time what is it? What you call it? Alpha Core dropped because Ethan Van Sciver did one of the covers for ISOM 2. I'm pretty sure I have it up there. And Ethan's a good artist. I like his comic books. I like both the products that both groups are putting out, but something happened. I didn't pay much attention to it, and the two ended up as enemies. And I see both. I see a lot of people saying things on both sides. So Comicsgate, which is Ethan's part of it, their claim is that Eric July can't take criticism and that he threw a temper tantrum when Ethan critiqued the Rippaverse. And Eric July, or not Eric July. I don't think Eric July has put out any official statements about the whole beef, but the Rippaverse and the fans generally claim that Ethan's just jealous that Eric is far more successful, because now Eric has put out 4 books that have brought in over $1 million a piece,
which is huge, especially for an indie comic.
Mm-hmm.
4 times in
And
a row.
what the truth is, I don't know. I'm not taking sides. I know I have the hat and the shirt on right now, but genuinely, I am a fan of both Ethan Van Sciver's work on Cyberfrog. I think Cyberfrog's a great comic. And some of the people who are in the Comicsgate stuff, like Von Kloss. I have Von Kloss's books on my shelf. I love those. But I'm also a fan of like Rippaverse stuff. I enjoy it. More so, I like the Alpha Core. I think that's kind of the part that I'm enjoying the most right now. And I'm looking forward to seeing Joe Bennett's The Horseman. It's basically just like Batman, but he actually kills people.
And he rides around on a horse because he's
No,
a badass.
he doesn't ride around on a horse.
I thought. Oh, that's right. That's right. A different horseman. I was.
Someone did show DMs. I think it was Ethan Van Sciver did that. I think. I am not up to date on the drama. I don't look. The only reason I even know about half this stuff is because I follow Von Kloss, Ethan Van Sciver, and Eric July on Twitter. And they have done nothing. Those 3 have done nothing but pump that whole situation into my face via social media. But if it was just those 2 beefing, it would be one thing. But like I mentioned earlier in the stream, Tyler Carpenter, creator of Girl with the Mega Fists, and some other series that he works on, like the parody of Super Mario Bros. The Super Plumber Sisters. Anyway, he's like just like one of the least abrasive dudes. He just wants to like draw and have fun, be drama free. He was going to do a show with a guy who was doing a book called Star Noir, and that turned into like harassing people in his DMs, and the dude was like being a real fucking bitch. And finally, Tyler just decided that he was done with it, and he put all the DMs out to prove like what was going on and all that. And he's like, I don't want anything to do with you. You're getting blocked. You are being an asshole. Leave me alone. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why people want to throw hands with Tyler, because from everything I've seen, he's really nice. He's really friendly, and he generally is all about helping people learn to market their books better.
There's a song out there. Nice guys finish last. That's why I treat you like trash.
Silence, you glorified wad of trash, or I'll squash you like a roach!
I regret nothing.
Anyway, Mahler got dragged into it. Yeah, look, I really don't want to get involved in either side of that whole battle, because I don't have a dog in the fight. As long as I continue to get good comics out of people that I like to follow, I am perfectly fine with letting everyone else hash their stuff out. I made the mistake of dabbling a little bit in it, correcting some idiot who decided he was going to take like the very first issue of Cyberfrog and point out that making a pun about a wingless fly being a walk not scientific because a wingless female fly is called a walk. I'm just like, that's a really clever way to call an enemy a bitch. A walk is a wingless female fly. Cyberfrog rips a fly's wings off, like a mutant fly's wings off. It's like, what is a fly without its wings? Does it become a walk? It's basically calling the thing a bitch.
That's actually great.
Yes. That was awesome. I thought that was really well handled. And the dude's like, well, it's not scientific. It's a bad pun that explains everything about you. I'm like, why does everyone got to be a retard about this? Like, Eric and Ethan don't get along. Okay, just leave it at that, please. I mean, they're gonna do their thing. You're not like directly affected by those two beefing. Why can't we all just go back to like live and let live and have our comics? Okay, like Rippaverse. Stop getting all pissed off that people like Thor Odinson and Von Kloss critique ISOM. I've critiqued ISOM in Rippaverse books on my channel. I still have a video up of my review of ISOM 1 and 2. And everyone else can like just I don't get why everyone I think it's content farming, really. I think everyone is obsessed with like trying to get all that sweet clout that you can get off of all of it because they're two big names. That's all I can think of that would fuel this. But my official stance on all that beef is I don't know. I have no opinion.
Come rest by the fire. You look weary.
Yeah. So that's why the stream is titled Everything is on Fire, because on top of that, there's also the gaming situation. There is the localization issue, which has gotten some new facets. And I am making s'mores by just finding some things to enjoy. So,
speaking of, that's our segue to the trailers.
Yeah, so I have a bunch of stuff that we can go through. You already know. So, Don Suicide Squad, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, My Dear Friend Nokotan, Demon Slayer Season 4, Konosuba Season 3, or Kaiju number 8.
Did you just say Konosuba Season 3?
This April, dude. This April.
It
comes out in a month.
Holy Hold up.
Dude.
I gotta do my best Joseph Joestar impression. Holy shit!
You sounded like Joseph Joestar if he was played by Randy Macho Man Savage. That's what you sounded like. Oh shit! No, that doesn't. I can't do that. Anyway, so which one do you want to start with? Do you want to start with the one that we probably care the least about? That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, and then move into the more fun ones?
Sure. Really quick though. I gotta use the bathroom.
All right, I guess I will lock it down here for just a little bit. So, how are we? Because I'm sore, tired, and just barely recovering from being a tad bit sick. Did something to my shoulder, lifting heavy stuff today. Lifting this dick. Just kidding. It's not near big enough to even be able to feel it. Oh God. And I have not watched much of anything. I need to finish Attack on Titan, but instead of watching some more episodes for season 4 to complete the review next week, I spent all my time getting caught up on Frieren because next Saturday is the final episode. And then maybe they'll give us some fucking give us a fucking release schedule on when those Blu-rays will become available. Hello.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Good. How we doing?
I guess all right. We're about to start moving into some anime trailers now, and then we're still kind of in the light topics section of the night. So
Here we go.
I started a little bit later. I've been pushing it back a little bit because I have to work Saturdays for the next couple of months. So or not next couple of months, next couple of weeks, like the next 6 weeks. So I want some time to like prep. So
What's up, chat? How's everybody doing?
Let's see.
Dude, actually, I found a fellow watcher today. I wore this shirt to work, and someone recognized it. One of my customers was like, "Is that a Drum 3PO shirt?" I said, "Yeah, this is the original." And he goes, "No way!" And I was like, "Yo!"
So, are you familiar with that time I got reincarnated as a slime, Roland?
Never watched it. Familiar with it.
Okay, because this is probably one of the more anticipated ones for this upcoming season.
Really that good at this point?
What?
Is this show that good at this point?
Here's my honest opinion. It's entertaining because at least it's a competently written isekai, but it still suffers a lot of like the general isekai tropes.
He's just a ball of slime.
Yeah, that transforms into a dude at some point. And he has the ability to shapeshift, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Anything like he like eats or consumes, he could transform into. So like some chick was dying and decided that she was gonna grant him her like the ability to transform into her. So now he has like the ability to become a lookalike with blue hair instead of black. There we go.
Yes. He becomes a woman.
There's a whole joke when like the episode when he first gets that power about like how he doesn't actually have any like genitalia or anything.
Well,
like he makes this whole joke like, "Holy shit, where's my noodle?" or something like that. In the English one, it's a whole rhyme.
Well, wait, like he's a slime. And slimes don't have a gender, so right?
Yeah, I think that's the point.
They're asexual. They just produce like snails. Well, it's true.
I don't know how snails reproduce. I just kind of assumed it was like everything else. You know,
My
the birds and the bees.
Nah, it depends on the species. Some can just literally pop a butt off, and it just whoop, there's another snail.
Talk about a butt, baby.
Literally.
I can't believe I said that. Anyway. I'm curious because I've watched the first 2 seasons of this, and I was going to cover this trailer anyway. There was a movie that came out recently, so whether or not you guys actually have anything to say about this,
I have never seen a second show. Actually, I have. I've seen like
it's okay. I would give it like a 7. The end of season 2, I think, gets an 8.
Here's the thing, Crimson. I have a friend, and he's 2 he's 2 years younger than me. And like we're all like me and my friends, or my friends and I should say, our age, we're all hanging out, right? We're watching like Attack on Titan, catching up on that. We're like watching anime and stuff. And he just goes, "That time I got reincarnated as a slime. It's so good." And I'm like, that sounds like the stupidest name I've ever freaking heard. Then again, I saw a couple seconds of it and I was like, yeah, not for me. And then we went. Also, someone said, "Kaguya-sama Love is War." And I said, that sounds not up my alley. And then that's one of my favorite shows of all time. Yeah. So I now respect, because I thought this was going to be one of those shows that just was 1 season and died off. I didn't think it was actually going to get a good story and be really good.
No,
so
I would say it's an honorary S tier isekai just because it's one of those ones that has a really good following. I personally would not put it in S tier. I don't think it deserves that because it feels very generic in the way it tells its story. It's very focused on like nation building rather than actual like conflict and storytelling.
I think when it comes to isekai, it's completely a different level of saying S tier. It's more popularity because you can you can say, like, you can't use popularity for, let's say, a shonen, because you can't say that JJK is S tier when you know what S tier looks like for a shonen.
I would honestly put this one in an A as an A tier, and that's why I say honorary S tier, because I know people are going to throw a bitch fit about the fact that I think it's A tier. But if I were to say S tier isekai stories, ReZero, Konosuba, Overlord, and So I'm a Spider, So What? The novel version of So I'm a Spider, So What?
I've never even heard of that.
Absolutely one of the most creative.
He just goes, it's
a lot.
That's all I need to know.
No, it's funny, dude. It's got one of the best isekai protagonists of all time. Trust me. It takes a similar premise to what the Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime has, where like, oh, I'm this tiny little monster that's gonna like evolve and get all these different powers, but the protagonist is actually really fucking funny because the whole time she's like doing all this ridiculous like pro gamer commentary in her head as she's fighting like enemies and stuff. And yeah, it's not just a power fantasy like this one is. There's a whole lot of strategy and thinking and reasoning that goes into it.
So would you consider Tokyo Revengers an isekai technically?
No, that is a returner story.
A returner, okay.
Basically the same thing as like a returner's magic should be special, where like they get sent back in time. It's not technically a different world, it's the past.
Yeah, but it's different realities of said past. So I was just wondering what your take would be on that, because like in that case,
Narnia and Mario are isekais.
Feels wrong, but I'll allow it.
no, actually, technically speaking, by definition, Narnia would be.
By definition, to kind of like drag us back into the trailer here before we go.
Yeah, we're already an hour in. We're
like 11 seconds into this trailer, and I've already like, what the fuck?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I enjoy the commentary. This one doesn't even come with subtitles. But yeah, basically, like this is like the entire setting here.
I can't read or understand.
Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit upset that this doesn't have any like subtitles to tell us what's going on. But generally speaking, it's like it's approaching like Magic World War I kind of thing right now. Like there's a lot of tensions. A lot of people have their sights set on the main character Rimuru. What do you got, Twinkle?
I'm all right.
I'm not gonna say it on stream.
I'm all right with Magic. I want to see, like, I guess when I first like watched
the end of the end of season 2 in this was the main character Rimuru murdering an entire nation's army just so that he could like go through some like evolution ritual.
Word. See, like one of the best magical wars that I saw was, I mean, not anime, but obviously the Battle of Hogwarts and Deathly Hallows is like great magical war. But when you go back and watch that now, like when you first watched it, you're like, oh wow, this is crazy, and it feels so long. But when you go back and watch that battle now, it's literally only like a 15-minute like battle. I want to see a show that, like an anime specifically, not even having it, like, I want a Black Clover magical battle. Like, a full war, though. Like, not like these two people are fighting here, and these two people are fighting here, and these two people are fighting here and there, and then these guys are taking on the army of the dead. Like, no, like, I want to see a full-on battle of magical powers in anime, like, clash. Like, full-on just... Which I'm sure there is some, and I've seen it. I mean, we kind of see it in Naruto in a way, but... It's not magic. It's jutsu. It's different, but I think seeing that on a large scale, like let's say the Battle of Minas Tirith level, like two massive armies just booking it at each other, like
there is actually some of that in this series. They do have a lot of those like big like nation scale battles.
Yeah,
But it mostly focuses on like named characters.
Yeah, well, obviously it's going to focus on like certain people, but I want to see a ton of shit going on in the background. You know, like not just like, oh, we got separated from the battle and now we fight in the woods. Like, nah, show me them fighting together, but like everything around them is chaos, like of just spells and rocks and fire and ice and lightning and all this crazy stuff going on.
Yeah,
That's what it would really be like, you know.
Mhm.
You assume. Like, if you had two armies of wizards that all had different magical abilities, like, it would just be chaos.
Yes, actually.
Which would be badass.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Let's get through this one, then we can get into stuff like Dondodon and Demon Slayer, okay?
Oh, the Dondodon trailer came out?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
So Reamer is going to fight this chick again. Again, another thing that happened in season 2 is this chick was deceived into ambushing the main character. And she thought she killed him, but he managed to like trick her and survive. And
is Reamer the main character?
Yes. Like not being able to see the subtitles, I can't really tell what's going on, but it's kind of like, I don't know. It doesn't really strike me as anything that's ultra creative or ingenuitive in a lot of ways, but it's solid. It's well done.
Is
all it really needs to be.
It's a manga though, doesn't it? So don't people already know what's going to happen here?
I believe it was actually a web novel first.
Yeah,
and
I think so. I think you're right about that. But
I think that one is over now, and they're adapting it into like light novels and then manga and then anime. So, yeah.
Your camera's cut out again.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you turned it off.
Nope.
No, he's been having camera issues all night.
It's just been a bitch all night. Yeah.
I'm having trouble performing.
Yes. Let's continue. Let's continue. Oh, great. She has some like mecha angel shit going on. All right. I guess that's a thing. You know, look, there's only ever been a handful of anime that have done the like futuristic plus fantasy stuff right, and one of them is So I'm a Spider, So What?
Also Sword Art.
I haven't seen Sword Art yet. So.
No, only like season 1 of Sword Art.
I heard Gun Gale is getting a second season.
Gun Gale's alright.
So I've heard.
Basically, Kirito gets gender swapped into a woman the entire time, and that's his.
Okay.
Also, his cousin is in love with him or something. I don't know.
Wow, it sounds about on par for Japanese romance.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's a certain anime out there that's been like hugely criticized for some incestuous stuff. Oh, Shinoko.
If you're gonna watch anything like of Sword Art, just watch Sword Art and the one with where they go into the next game with the fairies and shit. That's
Crims.
You don't have to go to Gun Gale. Gun Gale season 3, I think.
What do you got, Ian?
This is a joke for you because I know you'd get it. I need a cover of Sweet Home Alabama, but done by human.
Yeah,
classical Japanese rendition of Sweet Home Alabama.
That would actually be amazing, probably.
just the fucking guitar riff on the fucking Koto.
You could probably look that up real quick. You could probably look that up.
Yeah, someone's probably got that out there, but I want to get through this trailer here so we can get to the stuff that everyone likes.
I'll find it. Continue.
Okay. I guess so far the animation looks all right. I'm assuming they're playing the opening to this, and the only opening I ever really cared for was Like Flames. I think that was season 2, part 2. But right now it looks all right. I still haven't watched the movie, which apparently I hear people loved, and that makes sense because movies tend to
I think Rolo died.
pop off. He probably found it. He probably found exactly what he was looking for.
Yeah, he found it.
Okay. Let's see if there's anything else that's going to be interesting in here. Chicken. I can't tell if that's a dude or not. Also, in English, this guy is voiced by the same person who voices Mr. Torg. Yes.
Great.
So it's Mr. Torg being a dumbass in this anime too.
That's
Also, this is like casually just one of the more powerful characters in the series, and he's just a complete dumbass and a nerd. Veldora. And of course, it's gonna do this. I think the issue is that my internet connection has been kind of meh lately. But I think I've seen enough of that one, so I am going to stop sharing that for now.
All right, I found it, and she says everything in Japanese except for Sweet Home Alabama. That's in English. I just want to be Japanese.
All right, do you care to share?
It's like recorded from a cell phone. It's not that good.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
It's like half English and half Japanese. It's like for whatever words don't work, she just like is speaking Japanese and it just says like cigarette and then just like goes like it's just like a random word.
Well, I mean, if you listen to like some like anime intros, like
they have to use English words because they don't have the word for it.
Like Lost in Paradise. Yeah. It's like half English. It's like broken English and broken Japanese.
Yeah,
it's weird
because otherwise it doesn't fit. It has to like fit with the song. So to my understanding, it's like if you were to say "Sweet Home Alabama" in Japanese, it wouldn't the song wouldn't work. It would have to be a longer song, or you'd have to draw out the rhythm and stuff. Whereas if you were to just say "Sweet Home Alabama," everything else fits before that.
Yeah.
So you can still
the magic of translation.
Exactly.
Yep.
Words.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yes.
It's the same thing that happens when you go from Japanese to English with some of these like anime openings. Like you end up with having to change some things because the cadence doesn't work. But I have one that you should also be interested in here. If it's gonna play, it's gonna keep freezing. Right now, I'm gonna pause it right here. So,
Dandadan's the one.
Style looks great.
Yeah, she's the alien denier, and he's the ghost denier. But he can see it. The alien stole his balls.
It literally says right here, Momo, alien denier, high school girl. I love it.
Yeah, and the alien stole his balls. They stole both of his.
No, the ghosts stole his balls.
I thought the aliens
and then lost them somewhere. No, the aliens come after her. Okay.
No, I thought the aliens came after him, and the ghosts come after her.
No. It's the other way around because they don't believe in the opposite. So like he believes in aliens, but he thinks ghosts are ridiculous. Sheath believes in ghosts, but thinks aliens are ridiculous. So she sends him to a ghost hotspot, and he sends her to an alien hotspot, and the aliens attack her, and the ghosts attack him, and then the ghost steals his balls and possesses him.
I thought his balls got stolen by the aliens, and that's why he knows that they're real.
I love this conversation.
That's what my friend told me. Because my friend reads this like religiously.
Well, your friend is stupid because it's not the aliens who have his balls; it's the ghosts. It is Turbo Granny who steals his balls.
Oh, Turbo Granny steals the balls?
Yes.
I love not knowing shit about this series and listening in on this conversation.
I have 6 volumes worth of manga you can read if you want to know what we're talking about.
Trailer,
I've seen the trailer, and Krim has been kind enough to explain enough to me to that I understand.
No, you won't. You won't understand though.
I don't know. That's the thing.
You will continue not to.
As much as we sit here talking about like aliens stealing balls and banana organs and all that stuff, it is a very wholesome series that every battle ends with a meal around the table with the whole gang.
He also got one of his balls back at this point, I think.
Yes. He has his dick and one nut back. Still looking for the other nut.
Yes. He's almost there, guys. We're close. We're close. Close. It's just like the same thing that you're reading Chainsaw. It's like the same way you just want Genji to actually get laid at some point when you're reading Chainsaw Man. You're like, come on, like I just want this man to actually see some tits at some point. Like, come on, bro.
Anyway, we're 5 seconds in. We have 1:08 to go. We have 1:03 to go.
Dude, I just can't. Like, I'm gonna watch the hell out of this show. I'm very excited. It's from the This is the editor of Chainsaw Man, isn't it?
I believe it's one. Yeah, the editor of Chainsaw Man created this.
Yeah. So you guys should know if you watch Chainsaw Man what this is gonna be like.
I love the music to this, dude. It's so groovy. Like the music and the animation to these trailers has been spot on for it.
Also, Turbo Granny is voiced by Luffy, I think.
His probably in the Japanese version, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Mm-hmm. So
Colleen Clinkerbeard can't keep getting away with this.
She can't keep getting away with this. I knew that as a clip.
アメリカ軍は UAP の存在を正式に認め宇宙軍を再編成しました。どう考えても宇宙戦争に備えてますよ。
Like the character designs and stuff, like the voices are kind of like what I'm expecting. I love the music. So far, animation is looking good. Like it could be like I wouldn't say like Jujutsu Kaisen or Frieren level, but it would be like
I mean the fights might be.
It would definitely be like Shangri-La Frontier level is what I'm expecting to get out of it.
Looks like this most of the time, and then the fights just go freaking wild.
Which apparently they fully updated the episode where Sukuna fights Maho Raga in the Blu-ray edition, so it looks even better.
Fucking good, because every time it switches to that, the whole screen gets dark. You notice that? Does that happen for you when you watch the episode back?
I don't remember ever noticing that.
Because I noticed like there's certain scenes like when he was fighting Jogo, and he jumps through the building, it's like darker. And then when he jumps out of it, like everything's but not darker. It almost looks like
I don't know exactly what they changed, but apparently they didn't get to fully complete the episode. So when the Blu-ray came out, they actually went back and like fully completed it, and they did all the work.
Well, that would make sense. It's probably the same thing. Because I've noticed it with Bleach too, and then the Blood Wars coming out.
Did you see that Tuesday? I think it's oh no, it's going to be next Thursday. I think it's the 22nd. Bleach is getting an update apparently.
What do you mean an update?
This apparently Tite Kubo made a statement that they were going to make some announcements in the next week. I saw it was a vague post by Anime News Network, but I have yet to see something where it turns out to be complete FUD from them. So.
Well, next week I think they're dropping the Blood War on Blu-ray, so that would make sense.
I think it's more than that, and they might be talking about that.
They just dropped the trailer for that, so I think it's next month the Blu-ray comes out. So I mean, it would make perfect sense for Kubo likes to do that type of stuff. Is there any anime con coming up or anything?
I'm not sure, but
usually
check that
stuff.
Anyway, let's keep rolling through these trailers. So, Don. Yeah, like that looks good. Where she's like kicking the dude who's harassing her.
Doesn't she have to like? Doesn't she always end? Like, yeah, I think I've seen this where she like ends up in her freaking underwear just to fight.
Yeah, due to like the fucking fights, it always gets a little fan servicey. And poor Ken, poor Okaroon, he also always ends up in his skivvies too.
Yeah, but all of the like ghosts, what's really cool about this, all the ghosts and paranormal stuff and the aliens and whatnot, they're all based off of real life cryptids.
Uh-huh.
Which I think is sick because apparently Mothman is in here at some point.
I love the reference to Obama in the very first chapter too.
Yeah, there is an Obama reference apparently.
Thanks, Obama.
Obama brought the aliens to steal my balls.
That's what it is, yeah.
Okay.
All right, anyway, yeah, I'm excited for this show, man. It's such a cool concept because I've always been super into like aliens and ghosts and cryptids and stuff, and like just the fact that they're making it a real thing is so cool.
I picked this up because it was such an odd premise for a story that is actually a rom-com, not a shonen battler.
Exactly. Actually really good.
That is the greatest part of this. This is a romantic comedy, not a shonen battle series. Let's roll.
私を倒そうなんて考えない方がいいね。
Like, dude, that music, dude. I'm gonna love the.
Yeah, I'm digging it. Yeah, why do you think he wants to get his balls back, man? He needs to get his balls back, Pilgrim, so he can get with his girl for once.
But you know how these shonen series are. They're way too innocent for any of that kind of stuff.
Anything that we've learned from the past like couple of years, it's that you can't use your penis without any balls. It's true.
我々はあなた方のバナナが欲しいのです。
I'm sorry. I forgot that the freaking robot thing was at the end.
The alien.
Oh.
Yeah, the aliens take his dick, don't they?
No. We've been over, dude. How short is your memory? We've been over this.
Yeah, but that's the banana.
Yeah, but they're after the freaking chick, okay?
Yeah, but they still take his dick, don't they?
No.
Oh my god, I don't. This is
read the manga, dude.
Yeah, I need to
go back and read it. It's Turbo Granny who takes them, and then she loses them, and the pink-haired chick finds one of the balls, and it gives her like
immense power.
Special the ability to see all the spirit stuff. And then she gets like this like savior complex from it, and I'm gonna pull this from the stage here.
Well, anyway, this is an anime you should watch.
All right. Since Ian's hardly had any commentary, I will put this in his court. So we have Suicide Squad, My Dear Friend Nokotan, Demon Slayer Season 4, Konosuba, and Kaiju number 8. Which one do you want to go for?
Let's go with Demon Slayer. I'm actually
Demon
curious.
Slayer.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't seen this. Wait, the Suicide Squad trailer?
Suicide Squad Isekai, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that being produced by HBO?
I don't know.
Because they're the ones that have the Harley Quinn show, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. So let's see how this
お
goes.
そらく鬼物事務さんは鬼たちを使い、禰豆子さんを奪いに来るでしょう。
Oh, I'm hyped.
Pause here because I don't want to get copyright struck for anything. and it has been less than 15 seconds, and that is apparently the time limit. If you don't exceed like 15 seconds or just like stay close to 15 seconds, you can slip past all the copyright detection.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Perfectly fine. I do it all the time.
Also, yeah, Pilgrim, if you ever watched or you ever read the manga for Black Clover, there's a certain thing where they are in a bathing scene.
Yeah, there's that. As far as like the whole fan service thing goes, generally in anime, fan service is we're gonna show a little bit of skin and stuff, and generally in shonen, fan service leans more towards like panty shots and like cleavage,
or just like a chick being a freaking badass that you didn't expect, but she's like Yoruichi's fan service. Like she goes into her super crazy.
Yeah, because she got them titties, dude.
Well, exactly. And
that's the fans. It's not Yoruichi kicking ass. It's Yoruichi stretching out like she's a cat, and you watch them jugs.
Yeah, but also she's a badass, and that makes it even better.
Okay. Anyway, let's get back to Demon Slayer. I don't want to go off on a tirade about Bleach. I'm
just explaining Pilgrim's question. He said underwear equals fan service ? Yes, it can.
柱が継ぐ子以外に稽古をつけることは多忙ゆえ難しかったが、短期間に絞り、鬼殺隊全体の底上げに全力を注ぐ機会とする。
So that is the beginning of Hashira training.
Yeah, wait, that's what's his name? The guy.
Yeah, so we have Sanemi, who is like.
Yes, it does, Pilgrim.
An asshole. I've never really cared much.
Yeah, that's the guy on the right?
Yeah, this is the Wind Hashira. This chick has always been annoying, but she has some great personalities. This dude is just bland as a character, honestly, and this guy's whole trope is that
I can't see your mouse.
Oh,
yeah, your mouse is just.
I should say that the snake dude over here. That's his whole trope. Is he's a snake dude. Kanroji. Nah, her love powers are fucking annoying. Let's just say that. But she definitely got that fan service thing going on.
Yeah.
You know, like the only Hashira who can't button up her fucking shirt.
I mean, she's the love Hashira, so she's like lust basically. So,
and she's got thigh highs, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I feel like Muichiro needed more character development. I never really cared much for him. Sanemi, I hate him as like a person, but I guess his character is kind of cool. Like he's a badass, but I don't know. He annoys me. The Wind Hashira, the dude over on the right side with all the scars.
Guy's an asshole.
White hair.
Mm-hmm.
The asshole.
And Shinobu Kocho, the one up top on the right, she's a fucking bitch. And like, I don't know why she's a fucking Hashira just because she can create poisons. Like, that doesn't deserve being a Hashira. Fuck off.
Yeah, no, she annoys me.
However, this guy, Gyome, I actually like his character because he's like straight up like the Superman, like big blue Boy Scout kind of dude.
You know,
like fucking tougher than hell. Absolutely like the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah, have you ever seen Akame ga Kill?
No.
I will. Anybody has, it reminds me of Bulat. But if you haven't seen it, if you've seen like Makina or something, he's like Grog, but like smart. Like he's like super nice to everybody. But I feel like he can just go full on like God mode and just like mess you up if he needs to.
Yep. Yeah, no. Gyome, look, as much as I like to say Rengoku is like the strongest of the Hashira, where it's like literally talking like straight up combat ability, Gyome trumps everyone. Like this dude is just straight up unrivaled. He's a fucking beast.
What is he, the Earth Hashira?
He's the Stone Hashira, yeah.
Okay.
He is blind, and his sword is probably one of the most unique, interesting like weapons out of all of them.
I don't know. I've never seen one like.
And they're saying that anime isn't diverse enough. Look at this. We got a blind guy here, and 2 women.
Well, I haven't even seen like anything like what's her name's with the whips or the love Ashura.
You didn't watch Swordsmith Village?
No, I'm saying I haven't seen anything like it.
Oh yeah. Apparently, it's kind of based on a real Indian weapon.
Shad tested it.
Yeah.
On Night's Watch. Well, not Night's Watch. Shadiversity, right?
Yeah. Shall we get back to the trailer now?
That was an interesting video.
It was.
機会とする。これは重要な急務である。そう考えるゆえ、私は柱稽古を提案した。
So there we go. Hashira training arc has been announced, and look, training arcs. I'm kind of just on Demon Slayer season 4 because it's a training arc. Any commentary, Ian, so far?
No.
Did we finish season 3 together?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said, no.
No, it's like look, as far as like I've read the manga for this part of the series didn't excite me. The only thing I'm interested in is that this goes directly into Infinity Castle, which is like the most bonkers part of the series.
I'm gonna be
I've
right
heard about
off on a
that.
diatribe.
That Infinity Castle that's where we always see Muzan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought
Infinity
so.
Castle is like where Muzan like starts.
Meets everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the what's her name? The not Bushi girl. What's it called? The
Biwa.
I forget the name. Biwa, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Biwa chick.
Okay. Ian is out a bit, but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, Infinity Castle is cool, and I think they're going to be doing the end of the series as a movie.
I would think so.
Which I'm okay with. I know a lot of people are kind of like seeing it as a cash grab from UFO, but I'm okay if they do like some really good like Mugen Train kind of movies out of this. And
no, yeah, I mean they're going
also this is Tanjiro's new sword. I just realized, yeah, I was like, okay, is this Tanjiro's sword? And then I look at the guard, the Suba, and it's Rengoku's Suba.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Rengoku's.
Or I think it's Suba. I think this is actually the.
That's
Holy
the
shit.
Anyway,
Now that I can think again.
Mm-hmm.
So
the
note
black
self.
blade with the with Rengoku's guard. I always did like that design and that little creative detail.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It reminds me about how like certain people, like even in like Last Airbender, like incorporate stuff from things that they've lost, or like you don't really notice it in the Fellowship of the Ring, but then in Two Towers and Return of the King, like you notice that Aragorn's wearing Boromir's like bracer. I like that. I like that type of detail. Like where they're like, oh yeah, this person has the something from someone that was really important to them that they lost. They're still wearing it, like as if they're still there.
Yeah.
And he wears it on his right arm, which is his sword arm. So, same here.
Let's see if it's going to show us anything interesting. Because so far we've gotten some dialogue, we've seen some Hashira.
It's probably all
we're going to get out of this.
The last couple seconds.
Yep.
Tengen's back. Let's go.
Yep.
Yo, go back to Tengen. I want to see what he looks like.
That looks accurate to the manga right now. But
I forgot his eye got fucked up.
Yeah, I know. And his arm, dude. He only has one arm.
Wait, former Sound Hashira?
Yeah,
He's not a
remember
Hashira anymore?
yeah, well, he can't fight at full strength. He lost one of his hands.
Yeah, but he can still. Yo, he kicked ass with one hand. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
There's
well,
nobody that can give this man like a. They can't do like an Azog from the
he's
Hobbit.
not
like,
completely out of action because he does show up for like a few brief scenes in the manga during the final battle.
Him and his wives are my favorite characters. They're like they're G's, dude. They're the
Look,
homies.
if ever there was an anime Giga Chad, it would be Tengen Uzumi.
Well, he's one of them. I would say Kenpachi's one of them too. But
all right, let's see if there's anything else in here because obviously we got fake as fuck. Fucking hold on.
Muichiro,
Kocho is a fucking fraud. Okay, she's a fraud.
Yeah, she's.
If there ever was a diversity hire, it is fucking Shinobu.
That's so fact.
Have a click for that.
Women.
I love that clip. Where'd you go?
I could send it to you over Discord.
Yes,
so you
please
can use
do,
it.
dude.
I can send you the raw part of it, and then you can just cut out the women part.
Please do.
That one line from Nora Valkyrie makes the whole show worth watching.
Nora is the goat. She's one of the goats in that show. But anyway, I don't want to.
Nora and John are both goats in that show.
No, yeah, John's a goat too.
Trailer. Is it?
No, it's
okay. There we go.
Let's
so
go back real quick to
we got Muichiro. Muichiro, Tokito, mid. A plus just for the tits.
No, I actually think like she's kind of
pretty sure they're J's, Krim, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, she's. I mean, they are, but
am I wrong?
I got a clip for that.
Right? You could be right. You're so right.
She's like, she's definitely the Rangiku of this show, but like has the brain power of like Orihime. But she's like at the same time, she
is all breasts, no brain.
Basically. But like she's actually really an amazing
hold up, just to kind of bounce off of Krim's comment there, just look at that face. There is no thoughts behind those eyes.
No, actually though, like, hold on. Didn't something happen like when she was fighting all the different heads of the dragon? Pause. Like, didn't she kind of snap into like a different personality? And just go full on like hardcore, like hard ass mode.
I think that was right about the time she started manifesting marks. Yes.
Yeah. So she goes into like. Usually she's all like super pretty, super nice, all happy and everything. And then she'll go into like demon mode. You don't want to fuck with her when she's in demon mode. So she's kind of goated because she
I'd
really
still try it.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Where is he? Look, I respect what they tried to do.
He doesn't
with this
do
character, but he doesn't do anything in the story. He's just kind of there to like have a cool power that doesn't really make sense, which is on par for Demon Slayer.
Have we ever seen him use it?
Yeah. This guy actually puts in fucking work, which is why the only reason I respect him. He's an asshole, but he puts in work. And
I would smack him, yeah.
I love Giyu Gyome Himejima. I love this guy because he's like I said, Superman, just a big blue Boy Scout. And then we have Captain Depresso over here.
I don't know. I like Tomioka. He reminds me of Fushiguro from Jujutsu Kaisen.
I like Tomioka too until they started getting into like his backstory and all of that and like how he became a Hashira. And I'm just like, all right, now you've kind of ruined the character for me.
Well, that I don't really care about, but you know what he kind of also reminds me of what's his name from Chainsaw?
Aki.
Aki, yeah. He kind of reminds me of Aki because he's like, he acts like he doesn't care, but he does. Or like he cares about like Tanjiro, even though like Aki acts like he. Oh god, that's gonna be wild when people find shit out about Aki. But I can't wait for the Chainsaw movie.
Yeah, dude, the Reese arc is gonna be fucking fire.
Did you go over the trailer for that last week?
No, I did not.
Do you want to?
We already have so many trailers. Maybe in a bit.
Only like a minute.
I want to get through some of these that I know Ian would like to go through, and then he can get out of here because I don't want to keep him locked up the whole night. He was kind enough to join me for trailer reactions and all that stuff early on. So
At this point, my fate is sealed. So between you and Roland,
do you want to add anything, Ian? Do you have any commentary?
No, I'm just here for the ride.
All right. I mean, you're welcome to jump in and say some stuff. If you have any thoughts?
I have been when my two brain cells actually bounce off my skull and actually collide with each. Yes.
Oh man.
I was gonna say it's Frozen.
Yep, Captain Depresso.
Everyone's favorite pigman.
Ooh, I like that. So will it go? Yeah. So my first story and hide with Mugen. That must be the intro. I like that. Continuing.
Sexiest man alive.
Yeah. Dude, this dude looks so fucking swole in this scene, by the way.
Yeah, like what? He's like, what is he? Freaking
16.
He's like Asta now.
Mm-hmm.
Like not even Naruto was this ripped.
Yeah, this dude is jacked in this little like clip here. Look at that. Look at those freaking. Either that perspective is wrong or that dude just put on like 30, 40 pounds of muscle.
No, he probably did.
All right, well, my new fitness goal after achieving Gohan is fucking Tanjiro, apparently.
Now I'm shooting for that guts build, dude.
Well, that's the end game, but I gotta set reasonable goals.
I'm shooting because of my body type. I'm shooting for Ichigo, just fit. Like fit but has muscle. But like
fair enough.
May 12th is the.
All right, that's gonna be season premiere. It's gonna be a couple episodes, and then it's gonna cut off, and we're gonna have to wait a couple more months until actually shit gets real. That whole entire thing is gonna just be the training arc.
Okay. Yeah. So there's that. Ian, do you want to do Konosuba next?
Hell yeah.
Dude, I don't think this one has subtitles either, but I think actually My Hero Season 7 has a trailer out too, but I don't really want to get into that right now. Let's bring this back up. We have Kadokawa with Konosuba.
あまたの魔王軍幹部を倒した偉大なる冒険者佐藤一馬殿。貴殿の華々しいご活躍をぜひ直接お伺いしたく、つきましてはお食事などを第一王女アイリス。
I gotta go back to that scene really quick of everyone clinging on to Cosmo.
Face.
Yeah,
I know
fucking
that was I was gonna.
La Latina. I told you not to say it.
Look at those dudes' faces right there, like behind that guy in the green.
Behind Cosmo, yeah, these guys. No, this whole
The
series
guy on
is
the
like,
right looks like Frankenstein's bastard child.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's crazy.
Anyway, Roland,
think he's really
if you want like a really good parody of isekai, this is it. Like this is straight up like one of the best parodies of the isekai genre.
Why do I remember Aqua's tits being bigger than that?
I don't know, but I mean, look, Tall, Blonde, and Gorgeous exists, and
That's fair.
I actually have one of those plushies.
Yeah,
up
Kate
on my shelf over
Blanchett.
there. I want a tall girl with a big round ass,
Kate
like
Blanchett.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, well, I was gonna say Emma Watson, but
Okay.
ここを我が家と思いくつろいでください。
王女様か。仲良くなっ
So
たら
I'm
お兄ちゃんとか呼んでもらいたいものだ。
I'm really confused because like the last update we got on Konosuba was basically he's broke as shit, like 3 million whatever in debt, trying to repay that.
So what does he do? Like what is
So basically the premise of the series is he died of embarrassment and got reincarnated into this world to defeat the Demon King and all of his lieutenants. And it's basically just a shit show of failure becoming success over and over again, and he causes all sorts of trouble throughout the world defeating the Demon King's lieutenants.
The thing is, like, they don't even go like seeking it out. They just happen to stumble upon all these really powerful enemies, and they're like this group of like absolute like fucking misfits. So Kazuma Sato, our main character here. I'm gonna scroll back here just so I can get all the characters in frame. Where is it? I'm looking for that would
It's
be
back
before.
a little bit more.
Is it? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
See, I have a good memory when it comes to useless fucking information.
Anyway, so Kazuma is an absolute like scumbag. He is like an anti-hero. He's an awful person who happens to be the main character, and he is willing to do the scummiest things he can in order to win.
And
Like
apparently
he's a degenerate, but it's hilarious. Anyway,
apparently
this
all the chicks like him then apparently.
no.
This
chick is the goddess who is supposed to reincarnate him into the world. But instead of wishing for a power or like an awesome weapon, he wished to have her as his companion just to spite her.
Just to spite her. The girl in red, her name is Megamine, and her whole shtick is that she can only cast one spell a day, but it's like one of the most powerful spells to exist.
She can cast Hiroshima once a day. That's what she can do.
Okay.
So whatever she wants to kill is dead. But once she does it, she's out. Like can't even walk.
And then you've got Tall, Blonde, and Gorgeous, who is an absolute unit but can't hit for shit.
Yes, she has literally tanked like fucking nuclear explosions and been mostly fine. But she cannot attack anything because every time she swings her sword, she misses. Also, she's a huge masochist, so she likes getting beat up. There's a whole scene in the series where they drag her behind a carriage for some reason, and she's totally into it.
I forgot about that shit.
Yep. So from what I've seen some subtitles for or whatever, I believe she's actually like royalty, like heir to the throne kind of thing.
I've gathered as much.
So for some reason, she's called on Kazuma, and I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But with this dude's luck, shit's going to go screwy real fast.
Wait, she what with Kazuma? She called him to like do what?
Apparently, she's like interested in his stories or adventures or something because he's fairly famous for managing to defeat like 3 or 4 of the Demon King's generals.
Well, let's see. How many do we have in count? We have
Verdia, Vanyer,
Hans,
technically Wiz too.
Wiz. The snake, the
slime chick. Why do I feel something poking me in the back? Because there is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, dude! It is. It is exactly what you think it is.
Oh God.
It is. It is absolutely wild, and I have never laughed as hard as I did watching the first 2 seasons of this for the first time. It is absolutely that kind of insane.
呼んでもらいたいものだ。何をニヤニヤ笑っている。いけません、アイリス様。この男の話はいけません。
Yep. ダメなやつです。All right, dude. This trailer's already getting me with some of the freaking animation and stuff. Just the chatter without even being able to understand. I already know people are freaking out because he's up to something.
This looks like PG redo of Healer.
PG redo of Healer. Oh god,
that's what I'm getting off of this.
No.
Like, look at that.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
A lot.
Okay, that's not helping, is it?
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not helping at all.
Or that. What the? Yep.
Hold up. Am I the only one that's lagging right now?
No, it is lagging. It is lagging. But no, that's about what you expect from Konosuba. It is that kind of insane. Like it is literally like taken out of context. You can make something out of it that is completely different, and half the time, poor Kazuma suffers the consequences of his own actions.
I love the fact that you literally just go, "No, it's not," and then we click the Lex 3 shots are all literally.
Yeah, no, but I can pretty much sum up what's happening here. Like for the first time, a chick is actually like being nice and respectful to Kazuma, and he's like getting all high off of the fact that hey, maybe girls do like me for once.
He has 3 chicks that follow him around.
Yes, but Aqua hates him. Megami is just,
Fair.
she's a Chunibyo character, and Aqua is literally kinky as fuck. Or not Aqua.
I was gonna say, you mean Darkness, sir?
Darkness is kinky as fuck.
And can't get into any other parties.
Okay, what's wrong with that? Pause. I mean, not really, but like
Death by Snoo Snoo. End of discussion.
He has 3 chicks hanging. Oh, okay. I was gonna say he's got 3 chicks hanging around with him. What's he worried about?
And there was the succubus bar episode. There was that.
Oh.
Watch the series, dude. Watch the series.
I
probably
highly
die in
recommend
that
it.
bar.
It's a shit show. I love
Yeah,
it.
I'd probably die in the bar. You
This
succubus was right.
Ah, the thief chick is back. Okay. We're gonna go with that one.
Mm-hmm. She looks flexible.
Sorry, what was that?
So she looks flexible.
Yeah, well, there's also a whole episode where she like gets into like a bet with Kazuma, and because his luck status through the roof, she loses hardcore. And then decides to use it as blackmail against him.
What do you mean loses hardcore?
It would be too long to try and explain everything that happens. Just watch the show. All I can say is there's a very famous GIF that came out of it of Kazuma holding a pair of panties above his head and spinning them around.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yes, that is what that scene. That is where that comes from. I don't lag. Oh, Bonnier's in it. I really hope Bonnier we get plenty of Bonnier.
Yes!
He's like the best character. Yo, yeah, the dude who's supposed to be this magic hero who loses his sword in one episode, and then is just like in like cameo position for the rest of the. It looks like they're going to be bringing a whole lot of people in for this one. Oh, the noble guy. Okay, we're gonna resolve that whole thing.
やってやれカズマ。まさか遅れを取ったりはしないだろ。
So she's supposed to be like related. That like night chick's supposed to be related to darkness or something. This dude all dressed up. I guess that's where that image comes from. All right.
Now I just-
これでも食らえステー
Gonna show anything? Looks like it comes out April 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can read that.
Read that?
Yeah. So Yongetsu would be the 4th month. This is the symbol for month, and this is the symbol for day. So for
Can't
the
see
4th
her.
month, 10th day.
We can't see your.
Weeb. I can see it.
You can see it? I can't see his cursor at all.
Oh yeah, you can see it in there. It's just really fucking small for you guys. Anyway, I guess that is it for that trailer because I don't think there's anything else in here. It's just a bunch of ads. But yeah, I highly recommend, as far as isekai go, Konosuba. It's just that fucking funny. It's that kind of series.
It is honestly my number one isekai, just because it's an absolute shit show.
I mean, I'm not a big isekai guy, but I guess like isekai was kind of the first anime I watched, being Sword Art. So,
yeah.
And I did watch all of Sword Art. The only thing I didn't watch was Elysiation because it came out like 6 years after Gun Gale or some shit, or like 4 years after Gun Gale.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it came out. I didn't even know it was a thing. And then all I see is like it makes no sense. Doesn't even I don't know. It to me the real story ends after it's Sword Art, and then it's what's the one after that? The fairy one. They go into.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Forget the name of that. It's all technically, and then Gun Gale. For me, it really ends after the fairy one because that's when Kirito ends up with Asuna in the real world and they're like together. So, like that to me is the happy ending.
As far as isekai goes, I classify the S tiers as the ones that transcend the genre. As like anyone can enjoy them whether they like isekais or not. I say that is ReZero, Overlord, Konosuba. Those are Jobless Reincarnation. Those are like my 4 like go-to S tier picks. Like if you're gonna look at a good isekai, those are the best.
Yeah, I actually haven't watched any of those.
I do recommend all of them. They're all good for their own reason.
I'm just not an isekai guy in the first place, just because I don't know where to start, and I like hear so much about so many. Like ReZero is one I've been thinking about watching. I'm looking to start a new anime in general. Like, I just need something.
Have you watched Frieren?
I don't know why. I just couldn't. Like, I watched the first 2 to 3 episodes, and then I fell asleep, and I woke up, and it was still going, and I like shut it off because I don't want to know what was happening. I kind of dig it, but I'm not like.
See, the thing is, a lot of people do say the same thing. Like, if you get through the first 4 episodes, it gets a lot better because the first 4 episodes is like the prologue to the series.
Yeah, it's not quite like catching me yet.
I mean, look, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. That's it. All I say is just get to episode 5, and if you still aren't into it. Like if you get to Stark versus the Dragon, and if you still aren't into it, then that's it. And then I
might have seen that. I might be farther than I thought.
I may or may not have shown it to you at one point, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to like. I plan on rewatching it from the very beginning, and just skip past the parts that I remember.
Okay, I have another absolutely unhinged anime trailer here. If y'all are interested in something that just is completely out of left field.
Okay.
And I definitely wanted to go over this one. So this is My Dear Friend Nokotan. And this showed up in my feed, and I watched it and was like, what the absolute hell is this insanity? So it looks like some basic ass some basic ass like random like school slice of life anime thing, right?
Nah, I can tell because of her eyes.
I mean, yeah, I mean there's that part, but it gets crazier. If it's gonna
そう思っていたのだ。今日この日までは。
Sorry. I just look, it's pretty much exactly what you would expect at this point. It's just insanity. Ian, you've seen Nichijou a little bit, right? It is that. It is that. Did you see the poorly CGI deer?
Yes.
The poorly CGI deer. Where is it? And this is by Wit Studio, who did Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hold on, the teacher still has glass in her head.
What?
I didn't notice that in the first one.
Yes, she does. What the fuck? And everybody that was just eating rocks.
Just wait for it. Wait for it. Everyone's just like completely ignoring that they have like TV eyes and like serious injuries.
What the fuck?
All right, that's basically just the entire trailer is just shenanigans like that.
No, hold on. I need to see what this is. I need to watch the entire thing.
I think
that's a fucking real deer.
Yes, that's literally a real deer. What?
Krim, I think I might not have taken just a microdose before we started.
No, this is real. You are seeing the real thing.
No, yeah, I feel like I'm like this. This is something I want to show somebody on a psychedelic. Like I want to go and find one of my like somebody that I
record
know.
it and send it to me if you do.
I just realized that it's not deer as in DEAR. It's deer as in
I
DEER. Fuck.
I need to go and find somebody on drugs right now and just be like I'll drive to Philly. I'll drive to center, like somewhere in Philly. I'll just find somebody tripping out on this side of the street, and I'll be like, "Yo, look at this! You need to see this right now!" And I'll just show it to them, and they'll be like,
I'm gonna try next Thursday to get Weebs and Waifus to watch this.
Yes.
Because this is a drug trip in an anime trailer.
I'm off next Thursday, so I'll be able to watch the show. I'll super chat it too.
I'll super chat it as well because I'm off Thursday as well.
I'm in the Discord, and I think Muffler Tape might have already shared it.
It can be a combined effort, dude.
To
I'm
the whole
in the
thing.
Discord as well, but I haven't been in there in
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah, Muffler Tape has no, not the Geeks and Gamers, the Weebs and Waifus Discord. They have their own. Oh no, he shared Don to Don. Maybe he... Oh no, it's Xanaximus. Xanaximus showed my showed the trailer. Anyway, let's get this show on the road because this drug trip isn't over yet.
Shout out. Wait, go back now.
What the fuck?
No, go back. It's buffering. I didn't get to see it all.
Okay, it's gonna keep buffering. Okay, there we go.
No,
Stuck in the power lines. What is that fucking JoJo style?
What the?
This is Nichijou, but with a deer.
I think this is my cue to leave.
No, I'm gonna watch
No,
the
you gotta
show.
you gotta at least finish this one before you leave, dude. Okay.
Crimson, we need to watch this and review it.
Absolutely. Wait, hold on. Look at the fucking bear in the background. Why is it stuck into the wall with kunai?
Why is everything so fucked? But it's like everything else is always so fucked up, but everybody's so happy. It's weird. Like they're all bleeding, but they're smiling and clapping, and like.
Oh
and, like,
god.
That's the deer.
Sorry. Go ahead.
What? She looks like a titan.
My soldiers rage!
Oh, she looks like freaking Rhina's mom.
Yeah, I'm getting like 4 frames per second right now. Getting better as it goes on.
It just completely goes like super serious and sincere. Like we didn't just see the entire fucking drug trip before this.
She gonna like rip them out of her head.
Probably.
Okay. What? What?
I cannot predict what's gonna happen next with this shit.
Yes, that is my reaction.
No, she's dead. I thought she was gonna go. Nah, she went. What? I'm watching the fuck out of this show. Yeah, no, this is the trailer that I want to show to a random person on the street. Who's
Go find some homeless person in Philly
And
and
just
show
go-
this to them.
Just be like, look at this, and they're like, and they're like, I'm like, boy, what you talking about? What is this?
I'm sorry, but there's just that's a real deer. That's a real ass fucking deer. And look, normally I would criticize it as just lazy fucking animation, but I think it's intentional.
No, it's
I
on
think it's
purpose.
100% intentional.
It's purpose, dude. It's on purpose. It has to be.
This is unironically the greatest anime trailer of all time.
Yeah, no,
Like, they could announce a new like rendition of
watch-
Berserk by Wit Studio tomorrow, and
Who
this would
wouldn't
still
watch
top whatever they have.
Who wouldn't watch this? Come on.
I don't know.
What are you doing?
Okay, so apparently this is the chick throwing the kunai around. Looks totally fucking yandere.
I want to show this trailer to Ryan Kennel and just see what he says.
Get Ryan Kennel, dude. If you get Ryan Kennel to watch this trailer,
I just want to see him watch like a couple seconds.
better yet, send it to Gary. Fucking Friday Night Tights to cover this
and
shit.
if it's Jay, Jay would be like, "Look, there's deer."
It's just like totally confused the whole time.
Yeah,
You're like,
Jay would
oh
be
look,
like,
there's
"I
a
don't
deer.
I don't understand what's happening here."
This is the reason Caleb thinks
It's
anime
like,
is
why
weird.
are they bleeding, but they look happy?
You sound so much like Jay. That is perfect drunk 3PO.
I don't understand. They look happy.
That's a lot of fucking drool, lady. I just love that it keeps cutting back to this.
What the fuck is this? What is the Matrix? What the?
It's Nichijou. It is literally just a shenanigans show.
No, I really like of anybody. I want Jay to see this. Of absolutely anybody, I want him to see it. Maybe he's watching right now.
No, there's two deer. What the fuck?
What is that? August 7th?
That's July 7th.
July 7th.
I know what I'm going to be doing on July 7th. I'm going to see what the fuck is going on with this shit.
This is. Oh boy.
This is great.
The church music.
鹿になる覚悟できてんのかぬ？鹿になる覚悟って何？
Okay.
Wait, there's more.
No, that's just the dude's channel outro. That look, I have called the Mob Psycho intros a drug trip.
No.
That was beyond.
That was
fuck. That was look. I saw part of that trailer.
That was,
but there were things in there that I didn't even I didn't realize were in there.
That was 12 hours of me in the woods back in 2017.
You were meeting deer chicks who pulled their fucking skull off.
I was tripping balls, and I was probably spending some time in the woods. Back when I used to do that. I was stupid and in high school.
Holy shit. It just got wilder and wilder and wilder. Like,
yeah, it just progressed. And that's just the trailer. Like, I don't... What is going to happen?
Look, shows that don't take themselves seriously...
Episodes.
Shows that don't take themselves seriously and just embrace the absolute shit show have a special place in my heart. That's why I love Nichijou.
Ghost Stories. Ghost Stories.
Ghost Stories too. Oh god.
Touch me harder.
Maybe she's right. Maybe you
Touch
are
me.
retarded.
Touch me. Touch me harder.
And it would never work out, not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
You know the story behind that, right, Twinkie?
Yes.
The fact that like they just totally were able to do it because
because they were like, look, just do whatever the fuck you want, just keep it kind of along the storyline.
I would do the same thing. That would be so perfect. Could you imagine if they were like, oh yeah, this Naruto movie, just do whatever you want with it? Sasuke looks at Sakura, fuck you, Sakura, you dumb bitch. Like,
you bitch ass hoe, you've been hoeing out the Sasuke this whole time. Now you want to tell me you love me,
bitch.
hoe?
Damn, like he's just an asshole to Sakura.
No, I'd take the meme from GTA 6 or GTA 5, the yee ass haircut.
Yeah,
just Killer B saying that to Naruto. That's what I do.
Killer B, he's like, you get that yee ass haircut, you get some bitches on your dick.
Hey, you better not say it on my channel.
And
anyway, there are 2 trailers left, but I don't feel like I can top what we just experienced, so I might just pass on them.
I really don't think anything about that. That was like probably the most wild anime trailers I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, probably move into some of the new stuff I do want to cover tonight.
What's the name of that anime again?
My dear friend Notakan. I forget. I just look up my dear friend DEER. It should come up.
You must have like one of those like Windows like moments.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm Mitch McConnell. Anyway, so moving on into news. Ian, if you don't want to cover localizers and Matt Walsh in gaming, you're welcome to get out of here. Thanks for joining us for this long. I will buy you some Subway for lunch tomorrow.
Fair. All right. Roland, good to see you, bro.
Hey, for
Ian, good to talk to you, my man. You have a good rest of your weekend, brother.
I'll try. Have a good night.
Later.
All right. And I mean, as for you, if you don't want to cover some of these more boring topics with me, that's fine. You're not obligated to stay here, but I do have some that I want to do just for like uploading clips and stuff over the next week. I have some bullshit to cover. And I'm gonna keep it to 2 topics. I had a bunch of stuff that I could talk about, but right now it's gonna be Matt Walsh, and it's going to be Japan Strikes Back against localizers, which is what we're gonna start with.
Staying for both of them. So if you want me here, you let me know. If not, you want me to pop
Dude,
out.
Man, I love hanging out with you, bro.
Woo! Yeah, I love hanging out here too. Yeah, I didn't get to talk about Matt Walsh the other day because I would have had to literally explain all of Gamergate to Roman, and that would have taken the entire show. So I should get in. I don't even think Matt Walsh had. I think that was the same day. I think that happened while I was streaming, so I didn't even.
So
what's going on?
Here we go. This is the article that I came across, if it's going to show up, that really struck me. So, Final Fantasy Tactics Director responds to Western localization discourse surrounding Unicorn Overlord. It is unacceptable for someone to alter work without considering the original author's intent. Okay, look, Japan has been largely silent. I don't know if it's a real quote or not, but Makoto Shinkai, the creator of such amazing movies as Your Name, Suzume, which actually I have a special edition version of it.
Oh, hell yeah.
And stuff.
Your Name is a great movie, by the way, if anybody has never seen it.
And Weathering with You. I think
sure it's on HBO. I think you can find it there.
Makoto Shinkai's films are amazing. I love them all.
Didn't he make the new one that came out with the was that the one with the little chair dude?
Yeah, Suzume.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What this is.
Oh, I thought that was Your Name for a second.
No, Your Name is up there. I have a special edition for that, but it's a British Blu-ray, so I can't play it here in the States because it's coded different.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow,
yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Anyway, back to why I brought up Makoto Shinkai.
Oh, shit. Well, gentlemen, or ladies who are watching. Yeah, it seems as though we lost our mate here. You can get back in here so I can hold down the fort. Yeah, just me. Alrighty. So I'm going to hold down the fort for a little bit. I'll wait. He'll text me and let me know what's going on. He probably lost power for some reason. Maybe someone tripped the breaker. That's happened before. Anyway, I can continue talking about whatever the heck you want. Let's see. Yeah, it booted him. Let me see if he can get back in. Hold on 1 second. I just want to keep it going here. Yeah, so welcome to working with Streamlabs. You'll end up getting kicked out sometimes. It's a pain in the butt, but any streaming service that can happen. So for the time being, I guess we talk about more anime or anything like that until he gets back in there. He's trying to get in right now.
Hello?
There we go.
What the?
Boom.
That is the first time something like that has ever happened to me. What the hell?
No, it's happened to me before too. So anyway. It's never happened to me directly because I wasn't the host. But I just I knew as soon as usually your camera will just go off, but as soon as I see the wheel, I know you're booted.
Yeah,
so
I don't know what that was about.
I just go into like run the show mode for a minute because
it's all right. We can get back into this. Thanks for what I'm doing, what needs to be done. Either way, I brought up Makoto Shinkai because there's this image floating around of him talking about how Western multiculturalism needs to stay out of Japanese entertainment. But I can't confirm whether it's a real quote or not. If it is based Makoto Shinkai, great filmmaker. If not, still a great filmmaker. Anyway, to this, it seems like more and more Japan is starting to realize that American fans aren't actually huge on the localizers. So I gotta bring this back up, don't I? Share screen.
Most of my friends watch it in sub.
Mm-hmm. Well, they mess with subs too. There's been that.
Yeah, I know that, but they mess with subs a little less than they do with. They have to mess with subs a little bit.
They mess with the dubs more because the dubs have more
There's more
retarded people
range for them to mess with too.
So after Unicorn Overlord's English translation came under fire for being more flowery than its original Japanese release, Final Fantasy Tactics director Yasumi Matsuno stepped in to offer a stern but sympathetic take on the abysmal and disrespectful state of Western localization industry. Yeah, that's a pretty accurate take on it.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
So on February 21st, Vanillaware launched a demo for the then up-and-coming and now released tactical JRPG Unicorn Overlord. Upon release, thanks to the rising awareness among consumers regarding the West's blatant and continual mistreatment of Japanese works, yes, I put up a video on my channel a while back detailing how some of these people behave, especially over like the Lovely Complex. That's what I'm looking for. I had a Mitch McConnell moment there. Especially over the Lovely Complex stuff with Jello Apocalypse and all that. So
come on, Mitch, let me give you your Adderall.
The demo found itself subject to intense scrutiny for possible localization changes by various players. Among these players was Twitter user Zakogdo, who, after comparing the Japanese and English demos of the game, took to the social media platform to inform the public. After playing the English demo, I can say quite confidently that the localization is abhorrent. Unicorn Overlord had a free demo released after playing it, and I can say quite confidently that the localization is abhorrent. Here begins a thread of numerous examples. Ooh, so we're going to get into some details here. Because look, anime and manga are not the only thing that is getting affected by this surge in Western money that's coming into the industry, into Japanese entertainment. And not in the form of like funding and stuff, in the form of like, we're a huge consumer base now because they're doing good work.
Yep. And honestly, they're beating out so many other different forms of entertainment just with their own content from their culture and their country that it's what we want, and it's not what we're getting from our own culture and our own country. So therefore, yeah, we're going to look other places. I mean, that's what every human being does for other things. When you don't have enough resources, you look somewhere else. And when we don't have enough escapism that actually helps us escape from the world, we're going to look somewhere else for it. And that's where manga, anime, Japanese games like Final Fantasy, that's where all that comes in.
Yeah. And now, of course, as the Western culture vultures do, they have come in and started trying to take control of this. And this goes back decades. This has been a thing for whether it's U.S. broadcast law that butchers the way anime is portrayed here. See Bleach with the lack of gore. See Cardcaptor Sakura with the subtraction of an entire like romantic plot, like the romantic core of the plot. There have been plenty of things that our localizations have done to destroy these. I mean, obviously there is, the Dragon Maid dub, and if you watched that video I put out where I went over that whole article where the chick was complaining that we still bring up the Dragon Maid dub, well, maybe fucking apologize for bastardizing the source material.
Exactly.
And we'll leave you alone.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing. Like, I mean, I know I got my Star Wars shit back here. I'm on a Star Wars shit. It's the same way they still bring up that, well, people are mad about Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. It's like, yeah, well, maybe fucking apologize. Say we were wrong. We fucked up.
Instead of doubling down and calling us racist, bigoted, evil people.
Exactly. Apologize for fucking up childhood heroes for so many people. Leia included, Lando included, Han Solo, and that's just Star Wars. We're not even talking about Galadriel in Lord of the Rings or Master Chief, you know? Like it's like you're fucking up all these characters, and you can't just come out. You're like, why does everybody hate us? It's like, well, maybe because you took everything that we loved and cared about and fucking fucked it up.
Yeah, I mean, nerds will fight with nerds over the stupidest things. Like I got in an argument in the Weebs and Waifus Discord over Spy Family being overrated.
But here's the thing: at the end of the day, Crimson, you both shake hands and go, "We're both fucking nerds. Good shit. We both
we're both weebs. We're just very passionate. Like I like my dark fantasy. You like Spy Family and fluff pieces. Okay,
it's a comic book shop conversation, or the same type of way that you get in an argument with your friend after he lost a fucking match that you're playing on Xbox or PC or wherever. Like you lose the match, you guys bitch. You're like, you fucked it up. You didn't let them capture the flag. You piece of shit. Blah 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 blah. You're arguing. You guys fight it out for like a couple minutes, and you're like, all right, y'all ready for the next match? All right, let's go.
You do some team killing, and then y'all laugh and you extract.
Exactly. That's how it goes. And like you need to, as a company, have the balls to come out and go, we fucked up. We're sorry.
My point with that is nerds are passionate about their thing. Like I'm very passionate about anime and manga. I love that stuff.
I'm remarkably passionate about Star Wars and Halo and Lord of the Rings and anime and manga. But like if they started when they started messing with Bleach, I saw it in Blood War. I'm like, oh, they cut out certain things. But those certain things are
you do look, nerds will already fight each other over minor details that they generally agree on. Imagine what happens when you decide to kick the hornet's nest by absolutely destroying something they love. That's the kind of point before we move on into the rest of the article.
Like you're taking out a major moment. It's not like major, but like there's one moment that made everybody laugh in comic relief. Like right after you just see all these characters that you love get killed. And there's like a comic relief moment that's actually funny as shit because of the character that comes in and says it. It's when like he tells the chick, oh, yeah, no, you're a man. I can smell it on you. Like, and like that's like it's like the joke of it, and it's totally like it makes you laugh when you're reading it, even though you're like, wow, this is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy. Yeah. Oh shit, that's hilarious. He got her. And she's like, what? And then he just kicks the shit out of her. You're like, get her, yeah. And they cut that out. They just go to him fighting. And I'm like, but it's that line that like cements like the fuck you to her. You know,
look, that line says so much without actually having to say it. That's so great.
What I'm saying. And they cut it out because it's offensive.
Anyway, back to what's going on here with Unicorn Overlord. So, providing a thread of numerous examples to support his point, Zakagdo, if I'm butchering your name, sir, I am terribly sorry. First noted how the difficulty names were changed, seemingly to avoid offending anyone who wished to play the easier modes. These were changed from casual, tactical, and expert to story, normal, and hard. Notably, early previews of the game had used sweet instead of story. Early previews had story as sweet.
Sweet as in... Wait.
Like, I don't really know.
Yeah, that's...
Sweet Baby Ink, yeah. Just throw that in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, probably.
They made it less different to JP, theorize Zakagdo, but it seems casual is still a dirty word these days. Yeah, because they're all fucking JP, filthy casuals.
What does JP refer to? Jurassic Park?
I believe Japan, the Japanese version.
Oh. I don't know if they worked on a Jurassic Park animal.
I don't know. Anyway, continuing, then highlighted over 30 scenes wherein the game's dialogue had been edited from normal speech to some kind of faux Shakespearean prose. This reeks of localizers who think themselves better writers than the original Japanese authors, he opined. This is the source of many of the localizers' problems.
I can't disagree with that, though.
Okay,
We're
it
not
looks
reading
like I'm not. It looks like there's a lot there. And look, you can go check out this article if you really want to. So instead of "we completely fell for it," the English version sees the character Lex state, "Guy laid out the bait and we had to take a nibble." Okay. Reynolds' line about "decided to quiet down at last" has changed to "so the fool has finally ceased braying." And look, I'm sure there's a whole lot to say in here, and we can go through a lot of it, but I think we get the point here. It's just going to highlight a lot of what has changed. And
the point stands.
oh, yeah, actually, it gets worse. So Rolf has turned into a pessimist. Clive seems to mistake Abel wanting to recapture his kingdom as making merry. Elaine seems to mock or tease a friend's swampland home. He's been tasked with liberating and more. Okay. So like they didn't just like change the way things are said. They kind of changed the intent behind it too. At one point, Priestess admitted to being scared after an ambush, but in English states she's only shaken, that's all. Other female characters are also shown to have any shock or lack of confidence stripped away in English. I guess that actually is a major thing to look at.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a big change. Like if somebody's like, you would think that depending on the circumstances, somebody would be quite terrified at certain points in time, and if they just seem stoic for no reason, that is a major change.
It seems like
reanimate the whole face, would you not?
Yeah. So they made one character a little bit more verbose and gave him a bunch of puns about birds and chickens. Beaumont is one of the more extreme examples of fancification, having had his personality rewritten to constantly make absurd exclamations and allusions to avians. If I were an Atlas localizer, I'd call this a cock up. Hey, looks like the dude's got puns of his own. It's infuriating to see this level of disregard for the characters they're supposed to be translating. The localizers think they're making some harmless joke when what they're actually doing is damaging the integrity of the character because they refuse to stop meddling. Concluding their diatribe with a small caveat, now to be clear, I'm translating things literally to demonstrate the difference more clearly, and I don't posit that such translations would be suitable for a full localization work where the character's voice need to be more clearly conveyed. But my TLs being boring doesn't make them wrong, and fancifying dialogue does not necessitate rewrites that result in changing characterizations at the time. That's the big issue here. Is they're actually like going in and with these small changes. Sure, it's one thing like when like I read some people's works and stuff, I start like correcting their grammar and the way they do things because it feels clunky or just not very good. And I get it. Some things in Japanese just translate awkwardly. Like I've been learning the language, and when they give me something that would be said like how you would normally say in Japanese, it translates way out of order in English.
Same exact thing happened to me when I started learning Japanese. Same thing. And so you realize that it really is like, because they have one word that means 5 different words in our language, and you have to just figure it out the right way. Like going to the bathroom is like one thing, and that's even the harder thing about it. But yeah, no, it's hard to translate Japanese to English. It's not easy. That's one of the harder ones to translate. Because there is some languages that you can just type in on Google Translate in English, and it'll go straight to
Mm-hmm.
that language. But with Japanese, I mean, it depends. Are you using like katakana or not?
Well,
Using
like
hiragana?
here's an example I can actually bring up. So omoshiroi is the word that means funny. It also means interesting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we use funny and interesting interchangeably, but they do have very different meanings. So it really there's a lot of context. That's a kind of meh example. You can find a lot of different things, but they also have very different idioms. Like, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, probably would translate to something completely different. Like, languages develop their own idioms, their own sayings, all that kind of stuff. So you need to be really careful about the actual intent of what's being said and not just directly translating it, which, look, you can prove here that they kind of like have changed the way characters' personalities play out in many of these translations. And this actually gets to where, so this guy made this thread, and I scrolled down here to where the director in question, Final Fantasy, starts chiming in on all of this. So he says, reading this reminds me of the original version of Final Fantasy Tactics. Recall the Matsuno. It wasn't that the translators went out of control. What the heck? Okay, it just decided to boot me down there. Come on, stop doing this. It wasn't that the translators went out of control, but simply that the level of the English translation was low. For example, the proper noun Hokuten Knights, literal Northern Sky Heaven Knights, was translated as Order of the Northern Sky. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. At the time, even within the development team, there were doubts as to whether this was the correct translation, he continued. However, the schedule was given the highest priority and the game was carried out as it was. Therefore, when overseas players praised the scenario of Final Fantasy Tactics as being good, I thought, and still do, really? So, Vagrant Story, on the contrary, received high praise abroad due to the high level of English translation, Matsuno added. Alex, who was in charge of the English translation, he was also in charge of Final Fantasy XII and Tactics Ogre Remake after Vagrant, and his English translations were highly appreciated. Unsurprisingly, Matsuno's opinion would spark a wave of discussion all its own, much of it revolving around the fact that while the creator may have been trying to give localizers the benefit of the doubt, his response seems to ignore the Western industry's proud bragged about disregard for the original author's creative vision. To end this, the game developer eventually returned to the conversation to offer his thoughts on this specific issue. Okay, so just a brief pause there. It's like, so he's basically raising the idea of like, he like trying to like be nice to the people he's working with, which I understand. That's a very, very Japanese thing to do.
You don't want to like shit on your coworkers, like public.
But like in recent years, we've seen a lot of localizations doing some like really stupid things. And if you really want like super like timely on the mark commentary on the localization stuff, Hirohei does it a whole lot better than me. He is on every single little incident that happens. He has a bigger following. He has a lot of people who will tag him in that stuff. He is all over that stuff.
Gundam has a pretty good video breaking it down too, I believe.
Mm-hmm. But Hirohei is literally on top of like every little incident that comes up with the localizers.
He checks out everything. I have seen a couple of his videos. He's like the one who's like heading this whole thing right now. One of them, I should say.
Yeah. Here's the crux of everything that this game dev is saying. So this is my personal opinion, but may I share it with you? I believe that it is unacceptable for someone to alter a work without considering the original author's intent. However, when the market or language is different, a direct translation may not convey the intended meaning accurately. This is especially true for humor. Therefore, I think some degree of alteration is unavoidable. Yes, this is absolutely true, and he's pretty much nailing it here.
Absolutely.
Some of this stuff is not avoidable. You have to do it sometimes. Like I was saying, certain idioms, certain jokes, certain cultural references do not work
and they need to
in
be changed.
English. Same with like certain like English things would not work in Japanese. Like the puns we would make about certain things. It was okay. A good example of this. Do you remember the Juju Scroll segments at the end of the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen episodes?
Yes.
There was the whole thing about bread and rice. Like, what do you eat? Do you eat bread or rice in the morning? And everyone's like going and giving their different answers and all of that. And it comes to Panda, and he shouts, "Well, bread, obviously, because I'm a panda." And it doesn't make sense in English until you understand panda. Bread in Japanese is pan. Panda, a pan.
Yeah.
The whole joke suddenly clicks once you understand that, like, okay, it's because it's a part of his name. I get it.
Yeah. Well, also, there's another version of that in a way where it's like I've heard in, I don't know if it's Naruto or Bleach or one of them, or maybe even like Tokyo Ghoul or something. Or no, I think it was actually Attack on Titan, where they say full of piss of vinegar, which is actually a Canadian term that the United States uses. But in Japanese, it's like completely different. It's not full of piss of vinegar. It's a completely different thing because it's like, it would be like wasabi and ginger. You know, like it was like something different. Like it was a completely different type of saying when I watched it that way.
Yeah, one of the things, like he goes on here a little bit. The issue lies in okay, we read that. In any case, I think both arguments have merit, translating faithfully to the original and allowing some degree of adaptation. Yes. I encourage discussion on this matter as I do not intend to take sides. However, if the original author approves, I believe it should be respected. That's all. So here's one of the things I want to highlight here. If the original author approves, I believe that should be respected. That's all. So, here's the thing, though, is a lot of localizers have bragged about being able to use the threat of like money over creators to get them to change things.
That's true.
There are clips of that out there where they have bragged like, you're not going to make as much money if you don't do what we say, and try and strong arm these creators into making these changes, which I have no respect for.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that to a creator,
you know how, like,
it's not like these people pay attention to like the US fans. Like, they don't speak our language. They're not making this stuff. Generally, they're not focused on us. They're trusting these localizers.
But they also
to like have their best interests in mind. But some of these people do not have their best interests in mind. They're only there to, be fucking weasels.
And
like Leonidakis that I covered in that last video.
There's localizers that do that. They have zero idea how much work and time and effort it takes to not only be the creator of a manga, but be the person adapting it. It's just as much work. Just as much work. But at least that way you have people delegated to do different things. Whereas like the writer, the manga creator is doing it 6 days a week at minimum, like working.
Yeah. And just really quick, here is the exact point we were just raising. Someone says pretty much exactly what I say, that these people aren't aware of what the translations are going on, what's going on with the translations, and that they're like going full like trust in the good faith of these people, which isn't the case some of these times.
They're foolish.
Yeah, and
like they're I hate to use the word, but like they're privileged with this job. Like they really are. Like you're getting paid to translate, and you're still messing it up, and you're still getting paid for it. Like, you're putting your own stamp on it and getting paid for it, and you're still bitching. Like,
So, yeah,
and
I'm
you're
sorry.
mad
I'm
that-
just skimming this here really quick. You can keep going.
well, I'm just saying they're mad that people don't want to have it changed. Like, well, you're getting paid to change it, so then why are you mad at us? Like, obviously people are going to be upset that it's not the source material. That's what we paying to watch. Literally, we are paying to watch this stuff. Yes, you could go on your, you could raise your pirate flag and go on different sites and watch all these anime. But most people are either buying Funimation, Crunchyroll, Hulu, something, so that they can watch this anime. And because they want to support it. Most fans of anime want to pay. They want to support it. They don't want to pirate it. Like, we want to buy the manga. We want to, support the creator because we like what the creator's doing. So by you actually changing the creator's work, we don't want to buy that. And then you're going and telling us that we're wrong because you changed it. Like, in my mind, that's a very slight step forward from what they've done to, like, Star Wars and Marvel and everything like that. It's a slight step forward because not only are you taking like at that point we can still go back and look at our characters, but you're not only messing up the future of the character, you are literally changing the character itself through what they're saying without saying that you're doing it. It's like, oh, he's always thought this way. Naruto, for instance, Naruto's always said this. He's always thought this way. And it's going, like, because there is no other place to look. You know what I'm saying? There is no, well, there in these books, he wasn't like that back in the 80s for Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or anything like that. Like, this is, you're doing it in real time. And people are going to push back against that. And then when people do push back against that, you have a problem with it. Well, it's like, there's a reason I wear this freaking shirt. Because I want people to grow up with, this isn't just Star Wars. It's everything. I want
it's an entire fandom. It's a community. It's a group of people.
It is, exactly. And I feel like everybody just needs to, like, if we have our escapes, stop messing with them.
Well, the thing is, like, they don't want to let us have an escape from
that's the thing.
Their whole ideology. They need to constantly be pushing it. They need to be beating it like a drum, so that eventually, if they repeat it enough, you come to believe it.
Exactly.
But back to the localization thing, the director goes on to basically say, like, I don't want to take sides. I'm interested to see, like, what everyone thinks. I encourage more discussion. Should we be absolutely faithful to the original work, or should there be some freedom in translation? Is there no middle ground between A and B? And I think one of the misinterpretations here is absolute faith to a translation to the original is going to require that you do make some modifications to keep the same intent in English. That's just a given. You're going to have to take some liberties to try and reinterpret that. Some jokes just won't work. Some references won't work. Yeah.
Like the same thing with when you adapt a book. You can't have Tom Bombadil in the Fellowship of the Ring and make the movie way too long. But doesn't mean they weren't there. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean the Hobbits will do that. It's just we skipped over that part. Yeah.
Yes.
But not do things like that when you're adapting something.
Yeah, for manga and anime, like, the issue becomes when localizers start changing the very personalities, which the original Twitter user who posted that whole thing was making the point of. Like, the most egregious ones he pointed out were the ones where they actually started changing the way characters interacted. in the way like they responded to certain events. That is the line you draw, is when you actually start making active changes, not just to the words, but to the meaning behind the words and the way that they affect characters in the world and everything. That is the issue. That is the heart of the whole localization issues. We don't care if you change a cultural reference to make it a little bit more appropriate to us in the US or whatever. That doesn't bother me. Not very much. I understand that as long as you're trying to keep the same intent. But we've seen too many examples where they don't want to keep the same intent.
No, many
So,
times.
yeah.
Many times they don't. And I mean, I'm not surprised. Because there's so many things. Like, if even back in 2012, they were like censoring Bleach, just they were making the blood black or white.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm really, like, I hate to say it, but I'm not surprised. And it really shouldn't be. And I thought, and maybe I'm naive to think this, but I thought that when Bleach came back and it was going to be streaming on Hulu, considering the fact that I can go and click off of Bleach and watch Fargo and watch people get murdered in gruesome ways, that they would actually not censor it, and yet they still censored the Blood War. And I'm like, what? Like, it's literally called the Blood War. Come on. And there's still parts that they're censoring, and parts they cut out entirely. I'm like, whoa. I read this. Like, you just skipped an entire fight. And I'm still sitting here now waiting, like, are they going to show it? Are they going to show it? Or is there going to be a flashback when they come back? And they're doing it. And I'm like, what? Why? Why are you skipping this stuff? Like, it's good, and it would make the show go on longer, and that's what everybody wants.
The issue with Blood War, I think, was broadcast laws, because they weren't the same streaming services we have available today. They had to do it through Toonami, and they had to make sure that it was suitable for kids, which Japan and America have two different standards for that, which is,
for Disney. That's the problem, because Disney bought Hulu, and Hulu owned Bleach, so that's what caused this. So therefore, it's on Disney Plus in every country except for America.
Are we talking about the original Bleach here or Blood War?
We're talking about both.
Okay.
You can literally watch.
As far as the original Bleach goes, a lot of the censorship in the States might have come from the time period where the kind of things weren't allowed. But if we're talking about newer Bleach, we're dealing with a different beast entirely, and I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about newer Bleach, and the fact that Disney ended up buying them. They couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
At least they're showing actual red blood for the most part when people are fighting is a step up, but they're skipping stuff like I mentioned earlier, like, which is like it sounds weird, but that one quote I mentioned about, like, the guy going that I know you're, it's like, it's a big character moment for the character.
No, again, it's one of those things where, like, they did it specifically because they thought it was going to be offensive, but
Yes.
it's something that says a whole lot about both characters and everything that's going on.
Yes, and Yumi Chiga himself, like, he is, like, it kind of is his, like, honestly, coming out of the closet moment. Like,
I have,
you're
as
like,
far as the
okay.
localization thing goes, I think we've pretty much covered everything. I have one more thing I want to get to briefly tonight, and that is everyone's favorite game commentator. You know who it is.
I'm sure I do, unfortunately.
Matt Walsh. So I'm not going to go through the whole video because he basically covers everything that, like, every other gaming channel has covered, but not as good. If you want good gaming content, check out Lethal Lightning. He has a bunch of channels. There's Hyper Lethal, the gaming cast he does like just about every day. Gronking on Dogs. I've been listening in while I'm at work. They do a lot of really good coverage on that stuff. They're like, I mean, I'm really not one to speak, but best game they live up to the idea of best gaming podcast on the internet. They've covered all the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff in depth and why it's really bad to focus on Sweet Baby Inc. specifically. But I want to go over just the last little bit of Matt Walsh's video here and then talk about it, because obviously he covers the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff about how all that woke stuff happens, and then he goes into this.
The mechanisms have been established with social media companies to police extremism. The report recommends that the national security agencies establish new and similar processes with the vast gaming industry. So what this means is that the video game industry, without a lot of fanfare, has transformed into a tool of both propaganda and surveillance. It's an effective way to indoctrinate children precisely because it hasn't received much attention, and also because children spend, many of them, hundreds of hours a year, and that might be an undercount, a severe undercount, with this kind of content. So it should get a lot of our attention. And now finally that attention is here. And it's yet another reason to keep these games as far away from your children as possible. And
That's it. That's what I wanted to show. So,
I just want to say real quick, I find it hilarious that they have Matt doing this when 2 years ago, the Daily Wire had Jeremy and Ryan from Geeks and Gamers on there freaking talking about this.
Mm-hmm. And one thing, again, Matt of all people, the one who wrote an article in 2018 about video games don't make you evil, but I don't understand why you want to enjoy killing. That's such a dark and evil thing to enjoy, but you're not a bad person. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying video games are evil. I'm just saying, like, why would you want to? It's dark. Killing is bad. This dude has like weaseled his way into it to like say things without actually saying them and then act like he's not.
I agree. And you know why? I just want to say, do you know why people hop on Grand Theft Auto, go into a private game, and just go postal? Or why people hop into Skyrim, go into Whiterun, and Nazim says one thing, and you just kill him. You save your game. You save your game, and then you kill him, and then you just start murdering everybody in Whiterun. It's because you can't do it in real life, and it's a video game, and you're just like, you know what? Fuck you. And you just like do it.
Well, the thing is, like, Matt Walsh in his argument, I covered that whole article in a video back when it resurfaced back towards the beginning of my channel. And Matt Walsh completely ignores the idea that killing can be justified, that you can be a hero and kill someone, or by killing someone.
I know a couple heroes.
Yeah, in self-defense,
military,
or like in war. Like he just acts like every game is GTA 5, where you go and you murder a bunch of people just because you can.
It's not like you play GTA though. Like you play GTA to either, a lot of people usually you hop on the game to play online matches with your friends, and then you do like the races, you do like the hunt mode where one person is the killer and everybody else has to hide. Like there's like a ton of different stuff. You play slasher, you play like there's a heist, like there's a ton of different things. You play the campaign, which is a really good story. Like, you don't just pop on there and go postal. It's like sometimes you're bored and you go, fuck it. I'm going to drive around on GTA. And then you're driving around and some cop drives into you because they purposely do that in that fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
They will purposely like hit you, and then all the cops hop out, and you're like, "Well, I'm in a battle now." So
rather than going on a diatribe about about why we play GTA, the point is that Matt Walsh decided to come into this whole thing, acting like he was bringing the big coverage to this topic.
Yeah, no.
That is my issue with him acting like he's the big savior of gaming. Like, oh well, that attention is finally here, as if channels like Geeks and Gamers, and Ryan Kinnell, and Yellow Flash, and Jeremy from the Quartering haven't all been covering all of this stuff.
Hold on, even us, dude. Like even small channels like you and myself, we've been covering this. Like everybody's been talking about it. It's not something new.
There was that, and a lot of people jumped to the thing of like Matt Walsh says he's the first to cover gaming, and of course he weaseled his way out of that. He's like, "Well, no, I didn't." What people should have been attacking him for is his savior complex over it. Like he's the big one. Like, oh well, now I'm finally bringing all the attention to it. That was what I would attack him for, but everyone they misworded that, and it allowed Matt Walsh an out.
I wouldn't say attack. I'd say more so call out, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
I do think it's a good thing that he has talked about it, because most of the people that watch him.
I disagree, but I'm going to let you run. Okay.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying, like, most of the people that watch him, like, they're probably a little bit, let's be honest, older than him. He's 35? 35. So let's say that like most of his people that are watching him are probably not in their 20s, maybe some late 20s up to like 60s, probably around that age. And most of that demographic probably older gentlemen. So let's just assume that most of them, they probably played in arcades when they were younger. They probably played a couple video games, but they haven't in years. They're businessmen now. They're older, or they're doing whatever they're doing when they're running their businesses. They're retired. They have families, stuff like that. So it's a good thing that they're being shown that this is happening, because their grandkids are playing these games, or a lot of other, younger people are playing these games. And I think it's important that, even if he's getting to a couple people, I mean, I highly disagree with everything that he said about gamers in general, because that's foolish as hell.
Yeah.
But what I do agree with is that he has shown other people that this is a thing. Now, whether or not those other people believe what he's saying is a different story. And I do think that he has kind of, made fun of some of his demographic, I'm sure, because a lot of those people probably, they probably have like, oh, I grew up playing like Asteroids. I bought it when I was like in my 50s and I put it in my basement. Like,
yeah,
stuff
well,
like that. So
here's the big issue I have with what Matt Walsh is doing. Sure, he introduced a lot of people who don't actually game to the idea that gaming is progressively getting more and more woke.
Well,
there is some advantage to that, but here's what Matt Walsh does at the very end of the video: is he uses it as another reason to look down on gamers, to like not get into gaming, to not be invested in the culture. It's just another reason to him to disregard pop culture.
Agreed.
He literally says that this is another reason why you shouldn't let your kids play these games. Okay, you still look down on us. You still have the savior complex about all of this, and then you acted butthurt when people called you out for your savior complex.
Yes.
And for looking down on us. And you can act and try and weasel your way out based on wordings, but we've seen how you've acted. 2018, you posted an article saying that no, gaming doesn't make you a killer, but I'm going to heavily imply that it makes you a bad person who enjoys bad things. I'm not going to directly say it, but I'm going to imply it. Then recently, he did the whole thing where he offered to watch One Punch Man in exchange for someone, and he basically went into it like it was going to be torture. And he watched One Punch Man with no intention of actually trying to like understand anime and do all that. And then he comes out of it and is like, this stuff is retarded. I don't know why people would want to watch it. It was entirely disingenuous.
He probably liked it too.
No, I think Matt Walsh should have watched something like Cowboy Bebop the movie or General Wolf's Battalion. Probably would have been a little bit more his style. Anyway, or a little bit more manly, entertaining to him. Unless, of course, he's just a sports ball only kind of dude, and that's the only manly thing to do is you sit there and you get your beer out and you watch sports ball and you yell for the state city animal logo. And
I love what somebody said on Friday Night Tights. I don't remember who it was, but they're like, Matt Walsh is the type of guy whose kids play with blocks and spin the wheel on the stick. That's like their play.
And look, I can't entirely discredit some of the things Matt Walsh has said about not letting your kids play video games. It's unhealthy to let them sit in front of a screen for 12 hours a day. Take it from someone who did, who basically played Black Ops 2 as a part-time job. I wish I wouldn't have done that. It's probably better to play outside and do all that stuff. But is it like something like, no, you absolutely can't play video games? There's a community aspect to it. There's some fun stuff. Like I made good friends playing Destiny. I have had a lot of positive social interactions just in playing Helldivers the last week and a half.
Well, here's the thing. If it wasn't for me meeting people on Xbox, like when I was younger, and just making friends on there, I probably wouldn't have had the balls to like just go on Discord, meet people in chat, hang out with people, and I wouldn't be on this live stream right now talking to all these random people in chat that we don't know.
Gaming was how I met, or like how I really like made a friendship with one of my like IRL good friends.
Two of my best friends are.
We never would really have like hung out or done anything if we didn't both like have an interest in playing the game Destiny, and that's really where we like our whole friendship kicked off. Borderlands and Destiny, we played those games together through like a mutual friend. We're all still friends to this day, but it's literally like without that as the thing that we connected over, I don't think our friendship would be the same.
Well, dude, it's the same thing. Like when you see my friend Jake who pops into chat, his name is literally just Jake. When he comes into like chat on my show, I never even knew him. But like we played Destiny for like forever. Like for maybe like probably 3 months before I actually met him in person. Just we never had any classes together, but we had a mutual friend. And then we met each other in school, and I've literally been friends with him ever since. So like if it wasn't for things like that, like I wouldn't have real life friends. I wouldn't have my buddies in New York that I met on Grand Theft Auto just in a random match. And then they've stayed at my house countless times now.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
here I go up there, like
all things in moderation. I believe children do need to play outside and do physical activities and all that kind of stuff. But it's not like some evil, heinous thing to like, hey, if you want to play Minecraft for an hour or two today, go ahead. It's raining outside. I'll let you go, fight zombies in caves and stuff. Like if I sat down and ate this whole box of Nutty Buddies all on my own in one sitting, that's unhealthy. But if I stick one in my lunchbox on occasion when I go to work, just as a treat, different story.
Yeah. I used to be allowed to play Xbox. I used to have to get my homework done first. And then when I got home from school, as soon as my homework was done, I could game until dinner time. And then I had to get off for dinner. And then I could get back on for an hour if I wasn't going to take a shower before bed. That was the whole thing. And I had to go to bed by 10 o'clock. And that was like later on. That was like middle school and high school. Like high school didn't matter because my parents, I was driving to school and shit. So if I fucked up, that was on me. But like for freshman and sophomore year of high school, it was like 11 o'clock, be in bed. So I had up until 11 to game,
Yeah.
as long as my homework was done. But usually it was. And for whatever reason, a lot of the teachers I had that year weren't really given that much homework. It was more so like in class work, and then they give us a project or something. So it worked out. But my point being is that's how I would do it. I would be like, listen, you can game if that's what you want to do. Go ahead and game. Getting off, you're having dinner with family. Brush your teeth, take your shower, do your thing. If you have enough time after that, you can game for like a half hour to an hour, and then you're off to bed. As long as it's not that late.
Yeah, look. The issue really here is like one, Matt Walsh demeans gaming. The Daily Wire doesn't want to engage with culture unless they think they can make a buck off of it. And that's what's happening here. Matt Walsh has consistently shown he doesn't give a flip about gaming. He doesn't actually care about gamers or anything that's going on. But the moment it can be used to prove his point, like games are bad, you shouldn't play them, he's on it. It's a huge topic in the news right now. He's on it.
Well, he doesn't even care about pop culture in general.
Yeah. And then he gets butthurt when people reject him, when they slap his hand away, because they know he's just as much a tourist as every leftist who's working for Sweet Baby Inc.
Well, I absolutely agree with that. And I feel very bad for his children because they don't have anything fun to fucking do, and you know it. You know it. You know they're literally just like they're not allowed to read comics. They're reading like Hemingway and shit. At the age of like 3 or 4, probably. Like just like stuff that is not creativity, like or creatively like it's not enforcing creativity, which is like that's the whole point of reading your kids The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. It's or a Star Wars book or an Indiana Jones novel or anything.
If I ever have kids, I am reading them The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings as bedtime stories. That's what I'm doing.
I'm doing that, and also my fondest memory, literally one of my fondest memories, and I'll never forget it. If anybody remembers this series of books, it was the Young Boba Fett novels, and it takes place right before attack. The first book is before Attack of the Clones, and the second one is during, and then Django dies at the end of that one, obviously, and then it's what happens to Boba for the next like 4 books. So there's 6 in total, and each one's like maybe 200 pages. But my dad read all of them to me when I was younger, and we were reading them as they were coming out. So every couple months, a new one would come out, and they were really freaking good. But he would do voices. He'd be like, "Bebe," like that, like actually read it as Django, or actually read it as Boba, or actually read it as Dooku, because Boba ends up with Dooku.
Look, I don't mean to cut your like story short here, but let's not go too deep on the diatribes here.
No. But what I'm saying is like that stuff's important to kids. Like that itself like is something you need to go into when you're raising your kid, because that helped really bring a lot of my own creativity out. Now I want to write books, like I want to do that with my kids. I want to read those same exact books the way that my dad read them to me. Same way you just said that you want to read The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, so do I.
Yeah, and look, even with like my dad, I still play, like occasionally we'll jump in and play like Call of Duty or Battlefield together.
Exactly.
Like these things are all things you can bond with your kids with. And Matt Walsh seems to really, really, really want to dismiss that like you're some sort of bad person if you want to, spend some time doing something that doesn't require a lot of physical activity with your kids. Like you're just supposed to sit there and like fall asleep to some random sports ball game because that's what men do. Or you're not supposed to watch cartoons, even though like some of those anime and stuff have had some like profound influences on my life. Like There's a reason ReZero is my second favorite anime. It's one of the reasons is I, really related to the main character in spite of him, the whole thing about him being a simp. Not so much that, more so the fact that like he's a dude looking for a place of his own to belong, somewhere where he actually like fits in. He feels like he has to try and pretend he's someone he's not in order for people to like him. Like I related a whole lot to that and other aspects. I won't go too far into it. You're cutting a lot of that out when you ignore pop culture. And Matt Walsh has clowned on himself with this by trying to get in on it.
Oh, absolutely. He looks like a complete fool, honestly. Like every single person, almost every single person on Twitter has something that they're a nerd for. Matt Walsh is a nerd for something. And he can't even admit that.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's a nerd for politics, look, he can continue to look down on it, and that's all fine. I don't care if you don't like pop culture, but don't pretend like you are pop culture Jesus because now all of a sudden you're going to pay attention to it and tell people like this is why pop culture is bad.
And not only just that, Crimson, but also don't look down on it and then act like, oh, well, all of you were idiots anyway because you all thought this was important. When, okay, why are you talking about it then, bro? Like, we could all look down on you about the same exact thing. Somebody could be in your exact same shoes and they could say, well, I think political pugnaces are stupid. Anybody that's out here talking about politics and social economics, yeah, they're idiots. All that's stupid. If you spend your whole life doing that, you're a real man-child. I could say the exact same thing about you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The exact same thing about you. Except, you know what? I have a lot more fun watching Lord of the Rings and anime and Star Wars and playing my video games and talking about them and caring about them than I do about constantly degrading myself mentally by talking about such a stressful topic as politics and social economics.
The Pilgrim here with everyone is a nerd, been saying it for years.
Exactly.
Just shows up in different ways. Yes, everyone has their autistic gene. It just shows up in different places. For my dad, it happens to be money. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, everyone has their special interest. I mean, Matt Walsh is his nerd culture and all of that. It's politics. That's what he focuses on, and of course, he has sports and all of that. He has things he enjoys that he devotes time to. It just so happens that for us, we devote time to fiction, the things we fell in love with, our escapism. We like to, get away from all of the awfulness of reality. But apparently that's wrong because you're supposed to stay locked into reality 100% of the time. You're supposed to not relax, not, take a mental break, not get away. You're supposed to constantly be doing things. You're supposed to constantly suffer. Matt Walsh wants pain equity.
Pretty much.
Look, we can continue beating on this drum, but I think we've said what we need to say. Matt Walsh, folk culture warrior. All he sees in it is something to be scorned, and he got butthurt when people called him out for that. And then started weaseling his way out of every argument by, well, I didn't actually say that.
Yeah, you actually did, though, bro.
Watch Lord of the Rings or you'll become Matt Walsh.
That's facts.
Yep.
If you don't relax and watch Lord of the Rings, you'll turn into Matt Walsh. So if you've never seen Lord of the Rings And you know what? Just to be safe, watch the extended editions.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, look, dude, you will never become a real man unless you see the charge of the Rohirrim in Return of the King. It is not possible to have any testosterone without watching that scene.
Or until you hear the words for Frodo.
Stand! Men of the West!
We're all men of the West. Everybody who watches Lord of the Rings, you are a man of the West.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, look, I just think it's funny. Like, dunking on Matt Walsh has become as entertaining to me as dunking on localizers. For the exact same reason. They're both wading in and doing stupid things they know they shouldn't be doing, but they're just addicted to doing. And
yeah, you've been having fun on Twitter, haven't you?
Oh yeah, dude. It's been well, I've been trying to be more active on Twitter to like try and get yeah, that little fucking manlet better hear it.
Manlet. Yeah, I guess he is really.
Ronnie is probably unashamed of the pleasure he feels from his girlfriend's strap on.
Ronnie, I don't think Ronnie has a girlfriend.
Anyway, I think that's everything I wanted to hit tonight. So we're gonna move into the end of the show. Yeah, so real quick, if you're here, you already see me on YouTube. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button and all that. I do all sorts of coverage. Most of it is anime. I'm going to do a little bit of indie comic stuff here soon when I get my Attack on Titan reviews done.
Woohoo!
Because I am into season 4 now, and yeah, thoughts on that in the next week. If you want to follow me and my shenanigans on Twitter, you can go follow me at Isaac Hendren on Twitter. And Rolo, how will the people find you?
Oh, people can find me Rolo_films on Instagram, Grand Admiral Rolo on Twitter. And you can find me over at the capital RG space capital E Energy channel every week. Right now it's like usually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, some day like that. Yeah, we do the Roller Rumcast over there with me and my co-host, and we'll see Crimson in chat, a ton of other people in chat. Sometimes Crimson's on there if we can make it. Yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me at the moment. And then I will be having the Rolo Films channel up probably any day now. So working on my Avatar review for the live action, as well as my season 1 and 2.
I might be working on a little bit of a collab surprise here in the future. I'm trying to organize something for that, get something started for our little group.
Interesting.
But other than that, I think we oh man, still sneezy as fuck from being sick, but
yeah, bless you.
I think we've covered everything pretty well. Hit all the topics, almost all the topics I wanted to go over, but some of them just weren't worth it. Thanks for everyone who came on, to my brother, to Rolo here. I enjoy having you guys on. And yeah, go check us out on other places and on other platforms. We always appreciate it. We love it. I like interacting with people, so long as you're not going to bombard my freaking feed with a bunch of idiocy, please. I don't want to see more beef between two mega millionaire creators, okay? Stop it. Stop throwing hands, indie creators.
My problem is that you're